Hey, welcome back to Steve Reads a Comic. I am Shawn.
Hot sauce and the macaroni. I'm
That's
Steve.
that's Steve and Rob.
I'm Rob.
There he is. Rob's recording. He's been in a plane crash, so he's under some rubble. He's going to sound distant, but he has his microphone.
God.
There
Jesus.
he is. He must have crawled to safety. So,
Dude, I'm telling you, we need one of those mics where he just pins it to his shirt.
yeah, like a little lapel mic or something. They have a name for it. Lavalier or something. Lavalier mic.
Rob's holding the mic.
Look at him. Oh, man. He looks angry. He looks like an angry white man now. He's gonna spit some anger.
Now that he has the mic, let's not talk to him for 30 minutes.
Yeah, that's about right. We're all gonna die anyway with the Omicron.
Omicron. That's dope.
Omicron?
It's a very powerful transformer. Omicron.
He was always my favorite.
Yeah.
I see you got a new poster there, Shawn. That looks like
I swapped
Spider-Man.
That is it's Deadpool.
Deadpool.
I've had that Spider-Man one.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Spider-Man's
Got
good.
rid of Captain America for Deadpool 2.
Yeah, it's not permanent. I like to swap them out. So
Nice.
I like to have whatever my wife decides is in the background. A drying rack for clothes. What do we got over here?
I can't see it. Your screen's pixelated. Is there bras hanging on the drying
your
rack?
screen's pixelated, so piss off.
Is there bras drying on the hanging rack? Or
no,
hanging
just
on the drying
shirts.
rack?
Just shirts.
Okay.
I got sheets over here.
So I gotta tell you guys something. I gotta come clean about something. I went and saw Spider-Man today.
I figured you would. I didn't think you'd make it.
I couldn't help it.
What the fuck, man? You're not supposed to do that. We're supposed to. Don't be saying shit. Why you even say that? Why don't you just hang on to it?
But what? Because it's a podcast. I'm trying to entertain people, so I thought I'd let everybody know.
Wait a minute.
Did your kids go with you?
Yeah, Logan and Mason went.
Yeah, that's why you went to the mall.
Yes.
Hey, were decisions made?
Dude, this is all right. So a few weeks ago, what did I say about this movie? I said it's good. It's a lot of nostalgia. It looks like a lot of leaning on member berries.
Stop there. I don't want to know anything.
No, I never spoil anything. Have a little faith in me. Have I ever spoiled anything for you guys?
I don't even want to hear about
it.
Have I ever spoiled it? What have I spoiled for you?
Infinity War and the stones and the snapping of the finger.
No, what was that movie Steve hasn't seen? Not a Christmas Carol.
I didn't spoil that because I hadn't seen it yet, Steve. So how could I have spoiled it when I told you that stuff?
You spoiled it.
You spoiled Eternals for me.
By talking about the comic book years before Infinity War even came out, that spoiled it.
Yeah.
I couldn't even. I didn't see the movie though. Didn't see the movie.
You still were right, and that constitutes a spoiler. So I'm sorry, you spoiled it.
But I've never gone to see a movie and then spoiled it for anybody. That's not my MO. That's not what I do. So, but yeah, going back to what I was saying a few weeks ago with all the fears of nostalgia and everything, I was wrong. I fucking loved it. This movie's fucking awesome. You should go see it right now. I am so mad I can't talk about it. You guys are fucking losers.
I knew it would be good. I knew it would be good.
Gotta see this movie. I don't know where I rank it yet. I got to see it a few more times. It's too fresh. So being fresh, I rank it really high. But I got to see it a few more times. But man, this is an enjoyable fucking movie. This is a great Spider-Man movie. It's a great Marvel movie. It makes me, I've been feeling kind of down about the Marvel universe because they haven't really.
Because you went and saw Eternals.
Because I went and saw Eternals, because I've been watching Hawkeye, and they just kind of been resting on their laurels. And then, man, wow, I love it when I'm wrong about something like this. I wish I was this wrong about Justice League. Actually, I was wrong about Justice League. It was actually a lot worse than I thought it was going to be. So I was wrong about that. I'm wrong a lot. But I was very wrong about Spider-Man No Way Home. This is a fantastic movie. There's some flaws, of course. The major thing that still bothers me is the lack of having the correct Spider-Man suit. I don't know what John Watts' deal is and his obsession with putting gold on the Spider-Man suit. Makes me really angry. It's stupid. It's ugly. No one likes it. Stop it. Cut that shit out, please. The other thing I have to tell listener. I'm going to tell you guys, and you might consider this a spoiler. I do not consider this a spoiler.
No, don't say it then.
There's two. There's
He can't
two.
help it. He
There's two
cannot
credit
help it.
scenes. No, I'm not spoiling anything.
But it might be a spoiler.
It's not. No, it's not a spoiler. You might consider it a spoiler. It's not a spoiler. No,
Steve considers it a
there's
spoiler.
two. That's fine. He could do that. There's two credit scenes.
I'm just going to take
the second
off my
one.
Headphones.
The second credit scene is at the end of the credits, and it's literally a trailer for fucking Doctor Strange. That's all it is. So if you want to stay, but just know that it's literally just a trailer for the Doctor Strange movie.
Why wouldn't we stay for a
more
trailer
for the listener.
Doctor Strange? That sounds great.
This is more for the listener because I felt I was angry because I was like, I just sat here for 10 more minutes, risking more COVID to see a trailer that's going to be on the internet in like 10 minutes. It's just a trailer for Doctor Strange, which we already know is coming out.
They did that with Avengers. Remember, they showed him hitting the speed bag, and then they did a little clip of Avengers.
So they did do that.
There's precedence.
But it's Doctor Strange. Avengers everybody was excited about Avengers. Nobody was like, all right, I've seen enough of the Marvel Universe. I don't want to see this Avengers movie.
Wait,
people like me are like,
super.
I don't give a shit about the Doctor Strange movie. I will see the Doctor Strange movie, but I still can't care about Doctor Strange. That will never change. Just like my feelings about Thor, Doctor Strange, just not characters I will ever care about, no matter how well done, how well they're written. Their power sets and their outfits just aren't for me.
Well, for all of us who like other things, yes, I was excited. I can't wait to see Wanda.
Well, that's what I want to tell listener though. If you don't want to see a trailer for Doctor Strange and you really have to pee, just go pee. You'll see the trailer for Doctor Strange eventually.
So you told us all that for 10 people.
So yeah. So I'm just trying to be helpful. This is information I would have appreciated if somebody had said, "Hey, the second thing was a trailer for Doctor Strange." I was very hungry. I wanted to go eat. So I was disappointed that
How long was it? Like a quick 30-second thing?
It's probably about a minute at least, I'm guessing.
Oh.
So it's almost like a full trailer. It's almost like a full trailer for Doctor Strange. It's not just like a scene.
Hey, Steve, what time is our show?
3:20.
Okay.
Steve, please turn your ringer off for the love of God.
Oh, bling.
Yeah, I had tickets for tomorrow early. Well, early, I guess to some people, it was like 11 in the morning. And then they opened up more showings today. The first showing today was at 3. They opened up showings at 3:10 and 3:20. So I got tickets for the 3:10.
I can't believe you went.
I could, dude. You know he's my favorite. This movie like demonstrates why Spider-Man is the best hero, and if you think otherwise, then you're an anti-vaxxer, poo-poo head. This is such a great flick. I can't. Dude, we should do.
Dude, go fuck yourself. I haven't seen it. I can't. I'm not excited. I wanted to be excited with you, and now we're just. I don't.
What are you talking?
I don't even like you anymore. I'm done.
You always see movies after I do. It's annoying. So I'm like, hey, go see Star Wars. And you're like, I don't even like Star Wars.
I have to go out to work, even sitting at home all day. Fucking, you can do whatever you want. I got to fucking rule it out.
You could have gone tonight. You could have gone tonight. You could have been at the movies right now instead of having this stupid podcast.
If we weren't doing this goddamn podcast.
I'll excuse you guys. We can start over.
We
can do a podcast after you go see it. we should do an episode after you watch this movie. There's gonna be lots to discuss.
Steve don't want to talk to you no more.
You're done.
Steve's full of shit.
You cut off.
Yeah, go see Spider-Man No Way Home.
Let's talk about something we have seen. How you guys
did you watch Spider-Man yet?
No, but I did see I did watch that fucking Rob hasn't seen this probably.
Yeah, great. Spoil it for me, jackass.
I fucking watched that 'Twas the Fight Before Christmas shit.
Oh, did you watch it?
Yes. My God. Fucking, I'll wait till Rob sees it.
All right, hang on. I got to do a correction here.
Hawkeye. We'll talk about Hawkeye.
I gave everybody the wrong info. I thought it was on HBO Max. What was it on?
Apple TV.
It's on Apple TV. So my bad. If you were looking for it, frantically on HBO Max, like this fucking idiot.
Like I was like, where the fuck is this thing? It kept giving me a little excerpts from fucking little 30-minute shows. I'm like, this.
Well, I went and looked for it because like my brother-in-law was asking me about it, and it like brought up an episode of Step by Step, and I'm like, what the fuck is this?
The one I was looking at was an episode of Eve. I'm like, well, this ain't what he's talking about.
No. And then I was like, where the fuck did I? And I didn't remember where I watched it. I'm old. I just got a bunch of streaming services. I don't know what the fuck shit is on. My bad. It is available though. It is on Apple TV. Did you enjoy that though?
Oh my god, fuck! I'll wait till Rob fucking watches this because I've never wanted to fucking choke slam somebody in my life, dude. Not like this guy. Yeah, we'll wait. Let's talk about Hawkeye. Are you still hating Kate Bishop?
I don't hate Kate Bishop. I hate that they did a show called Hawkeye instead of calling it Kate Bishop and Friends. And this Kate Bishop is not as good as the comic book Kate Bishop. I'm comparing her how she's written in the comic book. This one's written like an annoying teenager. She's written much better in the comic. What were you going to say, Rob?
This last episode didn't even have much of Kate Bishop. It was all about other people. I'm like, there's only one episode left.
Yeah.
It's like Jiminy Christmas. This one was Yolana, whatever, Yolana, whatever.
Yolana.
Yolana.
I'm like, come on.
Yeah, it's like, damn. I was like, Shawn's right, dude. Like, if they're not focusing on Hawkeye at all, it's like, there's another character. I was like, how many fucking characters you want? This is TV. This is the difference between TV and movies. Like, they're just.
But it's not all TV, dude. Mandalorian is perfect.
Yeah,
it's great. This is not all TV. This is a choice. This is a conscious choice.
Yeah, and they're setting up all these other characters for all these other shows, these TV shows that they're probably going to do.
That's fine, but man, they got a lot to wrap up in one episode. I mean, this is ridiculous.
I have to agree with Shawn. Like, I thought there would be more Hawkeye at this point, and there's not. But I'm still enjoying the show, though.
This was probably the best episode, to be honest. And when you do get to see Hawkeye, I do have to point out, though, and again, full spoilers for Hawkeye for like episode 5 or whatever we're up to. Full spoilers moving ahead. When he finally fights Echo, and I was just laughing the whole time. I'm like, okay, she's deaf. She's missing a leg. She weighs about 50, maybe 75 pounds less than him. We're supposed to believe that this man who has survived Endgame and the first Avengers movie and Ultron is going to struggle in this fight in any capacity. Stop it. Just stop it, bro.
Remember when he was at the monument there where it had all the Avengers names? And he's like, I'm sorry, Natasha, for doing what I'm about to do. What did he go and do? Get his ass kicked? Is that what he was sorry for?
He didn't kill anybody.
I thought he was going to kill her. I was like, well, yeah, go kill her then.
Right. Nah, he put the suit back on. I think that's all that was.
I don't think she would have cared.
That's what that was? Dude.
She's dead. She don't give a crap.
I don't think she would have cared if she was alive. He didn't go there with the intent to kill. And then, like, fucking, of course, the fucking Kate Bishop shows up and ruins everything. And then he just disappeared. I'm like, that's how you're going to end that scene? He's not going to finish that conversation?
Right. And he didn't have a backpack with his suit or anything. Where'd he ditch the suit?
Why is he leaving? He just showed his face.
Right.
It's crazy. It's not
He's
good.
Not... it just made me like the only people there whose fighting skills are like Yelena is going to be badass, even though she's tiny. She's a fucking Black Widow. That scene killed me too. Is when she's sitting in the apartment and they're trying to do the Quentin Tarantino dialogue and it's failing miserably.
Did that not last like 20 minutes?
That's what I mean. It wasn't good.
The macaroni.
And then she's sitting there and she's like, he's got a blood trail around the world. It's like, and what do Black Widows do again? Enlighten me. Do they just serve people macaroni and cheese? What do they do? I thought they just murdered people. So what are you talking about?
She was brainwashed though.
It doesn't matter. That's what she did. That was her job. So she has a trail of. It's like when the Winter Soldier said, when he's like, you know, you were brainwashed. You know what Winter Soldier said? But I still did it. And that was exactly like he carries that with him. Yeah, he doesn't compartmentalize that. He's like, but I still.
That was one of the best lines from that show, man. That was real.
And
Really
he
good.
has remorse. He's not proud of it. It's something, it's a burden to him. And she's gonna sit there. It was just so many things. Again, somehow it's still the best episode because at least he confronted her, and now we know that apparently Kazi's the one who killed her dad. Is what it looks like. We're gonna get Kingpin.
Or fucking Laura, his wife, is probably could have been a Ronin for all we fucking know. She's saying all kinds of shit.
See, the theory is the only theory I can think of is that people think she's Mockingbird because Hawkeye had a relationship with a character named Mockingbird.
Wait a minute. Again, what? Mockingbird? Who's that? I don't know who that is.
It's a comic book character.
Shield agent, right?
So
she's Shield agent.
Was she on Shield? I don't know. But
no, I don't know.
There was a comic book character named Mockingbird that Hawkeye had a relationship with. I don't think she's Mockingbird. Again, I think they're setting up the younger generation for the most part. I think we're getting a War Machine series supposedly, which makes me really excited because I love War Machine. I love Don Cheadle.
Oh, I hope they bring back Hammer. I love that character.
Oh, that would be great. But
wait a minute. Did they announce a War Machine thing a long time ago and I just forgot or something?
I thought they did.
Oh.
Did they not? I thought they said they were working on a War Machine series. Maybe not.
Oh, cool.
I hope so. But aside from him and the new Captain America, a lot of the people are they're going for like a younger set, which I think is truthfully, they're doing it just so they can get more movies out of these younger people. They're signing them to longer contracts, that kind of thing. I think that's the reality of it. But yeah, this Hawkeye show is not about Hawkeye. It's such a letdown in how much and like when he's there, it's great. And I just rewatched all the Avengers. I watched all the Captain America stuff and all the Spider-Man stuff. So I watched like 7, 8, 9, like 9 movies. That because where they cross over, and the Spider-Man's in like 5 movies, Captain America's in 7 movies, and some of them cross over. Anyway, but Hawkeye is so he's in all the Avengers movies. He's such a great character in those movies with like his delivery and all that stuff. And then like you don't trust him to lead a show because he could lead this show so well. Instead, we get Kate fucking Bishop. And again, I'm comparing her to the comic book version, whom I liked because she wasn't annoying. Yeah, she was a little cocky, but she wasn't annoying. This one is so fucking annoying.
Well, here's the thing. I mean, everybody wanted more Hawkeye. They love the character. And then they finally do a show about Hawkeye. And it's not he's got like 5 minutes an episode screen time. It's crazy.
There's no way this is the end of Hawkeye. They can't wrap up Jeremy Renner in this last episode. Like he's got to be in more stuff after this. Like there's no fucking way. There's too much shit. There's too much shit they have to finish up with. Like,
I think this is going to be okay. Maybe there'll be another series, but it'll be a team up series if they do.
Like he's in charge of training.
Future, right? I think it's going to be small roles because he's going to get home to his family and want to stay with his family, and like that's what they're building up to anyway. Is that he's doing the whole Roger Murtaugh, I'm too old for this shit kind of stuff, and he that's just what I see. He's going to pass the mantle down. And we're not going to see much of him anymore. And this is how they're sending him out, basically. Is, again, like Rob said, he cameos in his own fucking show, basically. He's like, this week, a special appearance by Hawkeye in Hawkeye. Like,
he could be in one, maybe in another movie. I don't know. Who knows?
But yeah, but it's not going to be a Hawkeye. I'd be surprised if he gets a Hawkeye movie. I could be wrong. I hope to God I'm wrong. But this is all leading towards setting up these newer characters. Natalie's dead. Iron Man's dead. Captain America.
Who's Natalie? You mean Natasha?
Oh, my bad. Yeah.
You speak, Bob.
Right? I turned 45. That's what happens.
Now you talk, Bob. You not always.
Bob. I was like, Natalie, is that Mockingbird? Who the fuck's that?
But all the core Avengers team is gone, basically. You mean to tell me it's going to be Hawkeye and then a bunch of young kids on the new Avengers?
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Yeah, the West Coast Avengers.
I guess Thor will be there, but Thor is 1,500 years old. But he's going to pass his thing over too, I'm pretty sure, in the next movie.
Okay,
on
a side note, I know you mentioned Justice League. I watched Young Justice. I went back and rewatched 3 seasons.
Jesus.
I guess the 4th season's out, and
This
they
is the dude who doesn't have time to read comics. I just want to
Yeah,
tell everybody.
because I'd rather watch it than read it.
You'd
but
rather
the-
read an inferior cartoon than this amazing Punisher storyline?
Yes, it's very. I mean, DC animation is great, man. I'm telling you.
The show is
It's,
called Rob Hates a Comic,
Yeah,
or
The
Rob
first,
talks about DC animation.
the first 2 seasons are really good, but they do a great job with the arc. They do, they have like individual stories, but they still have an arc. The last 2 seasons, they're okay, but it's hilarious because on season 3, at the end, they do this Twin Peaks thing. You know, the music from Twin Peaks at the end.
Yeah.
They do this with like they show a different scene every time, and they play that music after every episode. It's freaking hilarious. There was one. Okay, I got to tell you, there's this one where they had Lobo, and I like Lobo after reading a comic. So, he gets his fingers chopped off. So at the end of the episode, they show like his finger like on the ground, and they play the Twin Peaks music at the end. But then later on, like 6 episodes later, they show it again at the end, and it's shriveled up. And then they actually show it again, but I won't tell you because that'd be a spoiler. But
I'm not gonna watch this.
It's
Nobody's
even
watching it.
funnier. I thought you guys liked DC animation.
I do, but just again, my old manness, I don't care about the young.
Yeah,
I care about the stuff I grew up with. I can barely keep track of that stuff. I don't know who the new people
it's
are.
well written though. It's good.
So is the West Coast Avengers, are they youngsters?
Well, the West Coast. I don't remember really. I know Hawkeye was on that team. They're more like a B team.
Oh, okay. Because I
but
didn't know if that was like the new Black Widow is going to be in that, and then the new Hawkeye is going to be that. So I didn't know if West Coast Avengers was just like a younger Avengers or something.
Yeah, I never read it. I remember when it was out, but yeah, it had a revolving door of characters too, much like the regular Avengers.
Why don't you grab the comic and read about it?
Because I don't. Yeah, do that, Steve.
I'm talking to Steve. I'm not talking to you.
I'm not doing that.
I probably will. Read a lot of shit lately. Oh, hey, check this out. I finally got issue 1 of that new Moon Knight series. You see that?
Oh, nice. Very cool. Did you read it?
No, you're pixelated.
No, not yet.
I could see it. It's a very nice cover.
Yeah, I had 2 through 5, I believe, and every time I went to get that first issue, they never had it. So I finally just went on eBay. I was like, fuck it. I'm buying a single issue.
That you got to do that sometimes. That's collecting. That's how it works.
Yeah. So anyway, what are we talking about? Hawkeye. Yeah. So there's too much shit to wrap up. This one episode. They're going to leave so many things open, just like the end of a TV series, like season 1. Season 1. They'll be like, oh, we got to leave something for the next show or wherever.
Well,
They
could have shortened the macaroni scene by like 20 minutes, and it would have.
Right.
They could have wrapped a few more things up.
All I could think about was because Shawn mentioned it earlier, but when I was watching, I was like, "This is because last week I think Shawn mentioned the Quentin Tarantino scenes and how awesome they were, and I was like, "This is what they're trying to do." That
Yes.
And Shawn said it again in this podcast. I was like, "That's exactly what I was thinking." I was just laughing because I was thinking of Shawn during that scene. I was like, why is the scene still going on? I'm like checking the clock. I was like, is this over yet? Like, why is she afraid of her now? Like she wasn't afraid of the trench or the tracksuit mafia. Now she's afraid of her. Like,
right. It's not well done. It's not. I don't know what else to tell you.
Macaroni and hot sauce.
This is honestly what happens a lot with Steve. Is like Steve is on board 130% with something at the beginning. He's just hyped up. He can't get past his own hype. And then as it keeps going, he's kind of like, I think you're right. I don't think this is very good. It's like, yeah, I can see that at the beginning. It was like Force Awakens. Like you loved Force Awakens until I broke down what a terrible movie it was.
But I'm still enjoying Hawkeye. Like I'm still enjoying it. So but some things I'm definitely like, yeah, this could.
You see what I'm saying though? Like, there's no danger here. There's like they set it up so wrong compared to the comic when he was.
What do you mean? You didn't
citizen.
think Hawkeye was going to die when he was fighting Echo?
No.
He takes off her leg and beats him to death.
That's what, what's funny is I was thinking about, there's an episode of The Punisher, the Netflix Punisher, where there's a guy that has an artificial leg and he ends up getting beat with his own leg. And I was like, that's more accurate as to how a scene like that would go. And not to impugn anybody by any means, but again, if you're fighting somebody, there was a screen rant, this, or not screen rant, what Screen Rant puts about the pitch meeting things, where there was a pitch meeting where they're talking about John Wick Chapter 2, and he was talking about the ending of that movie when they're in the like the House of Mirrors, and he's fighting all these successively bigger people, and then he comes across Ruby Rose, who's like 5'2", and then he's like, yeah, he's gonna fight her, and he's like, it's gonna be a challenge, and he says his line like, actually, it's gonna be super easy. He's like, because he has 90 pounds on her, so like that's all I could think about was I was just like this. The fact that he knows she doesn't use a hearing aid and he approached her from the front pissed me off. I was like, all you have to do is walk up behind her. That's all you got to do. She's not Daredevil. Daredevil has enhanced senses to go with his blindness. She doesn't have enhanced senses.
Yeah, you knew she was oblivious too, because she totally didn't realize that all the tracksuit mafia had been taken out. She's like, she looks around, it's like, what?
And then he approaches from the front, and I'm like, who is writing this? What moron? He should have came up behind her, put her in a fucking headlock, and been like, listen, this is what's happening. This is what's real. This is how this is going down, or whatever. You know what I mean? Or just choked her out, tied her up, and then talked to her.
Yeah.
When that guy shot himself in the foot, I was like, oh, man. I mean, she's going to know. And I was like, oh, shit, she's deaf. I forgot.
She's deaf. And
I was like, she didn't hear the gunshot. I was like, oh.
She's got to feel the reverberation from a gunshot, though, right?
No, she's not Daredevil. That's what Shawn just said.
Yeah, but I mean, I wouldn't be Daredevil either, but a fucking gunshot from 20 feet away, I think I don't think something.
I would feel that. I don't think I'd feel that, no. I've fired guns before. Like, I don't feel when other people fire guns next to me. I feel when I fire guns. Granted, all I have on are those big ear cans when you fire, but you don't feel it. You don't feel vibe. Like nobody's walked in the shooting range with an M60 before, so maybe if they had like a fucking an M60.
Yeah, but she shot the ground right next to her.
I just heard you got to back up. I just heard a commercial today on the radio. It was for a gun range, and it was like $99. Three different automatic weapons for $99. I was cracking up.
That's Memphis.
I was like, it was like three different machine guns for $99.
Hey, you probably take them home too with the gun laws in this town. You probably just take it home. Like, I know you just came to shoot at the range, but go ahead and take them.
I just thought it was funny.
But yeah, so we're in a superhero world, and when you have people like Hawkeye and Echo who don't have powers, like stop acting like they have some sort of powers, because they don't. And what I mean is by Echo, by pretending she has any advantage in this fight against a dude who has been fighting for years in wars, fucking aliens, fucking robots, super powered beings. And we're supposed to be like, the deaf chick with one leg's going to take him down. That's his big, like, come on.
What at what point did he show his face after he had been defeated by her?
I think
she was sitting on the ground. Yeah.
Yeah. He had her, and he's like, I want you to see my face.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So he did beat her, but then
but again, they had the whole fight scene though. And it should have they should be showing what a badass he is.
Well, they are showing how he is old. So I mean,
it doesn't matter, dude. You have a 50 to 75 pound advantage against a deaf person with a missing limb. This fight is
she knows karate.
Where are you? Put in your money. This dude has fought Ultron. This dude has fought Thanos. What the fuck are you talking about? This is like Mike Tyson fighting me. Where are you putting your money in that fight?
Like, Shawn.
I'm putting it on you. You're gonna bite his ear off.
I'm not gonna get within a foot of that dude before I eat the fucking canvas.
You got knocked the fuck out.
Yeah, that's gonna be me. That's gonna be everybody talking to me. in that scenario. Like, get the fuck out of here. That's just, come on, just stop it. Just stop it. Let Hawkeye be a badass.
Well, we found out what's her name? Kate's mom. She's the bad one.
Yeah, hardly saw that one coming.
Saw that one coming a mile away. There's her
Now,
haircut.
why is she bad though?
We don't know if she's bad, but we knew she was working with somebody. I'm curious. I wonder if they're going to wrap up what happened to her dad. Did he really die, or is he just out there?
No, he's still alive.
Or has that got something to do with why she's wrapped up into Kingpin because of whatever he did in the beginning? You know what I mean? Her dad.
Yeah, I don't know anything about her.
It just it just seems like she went to Kingpin to hire somebody to kill Hawkeye because she wanted to protect her daughter. That's all I'm getting out of that.
I was talking to Rob a couple of days ago, and the only person that I really haven't seen from the comic that we read is Madame Mask. Do you think she's Madame Mask?
Oh, interesting.
I guess that crossed my mind. I mean, to me, if they did that, that would be lame. Madame Mask is not related to Kate Bishop.
I'm just saying, from the comic, we've seen Grills, we've seen Kazi,
but they've taken so little from the actual comic, though. Ultimately,
that was a fun scene in the comic.
But yeah, she might be a bad guy, or she might literally have just hired somebody to stop Hawkeye. But I don't know.
Have you seen Shang-Chi yet?
Oh yeah, we talked about Shang-Chi.
talked about it.
Oh, Steve.
Shang-Chi.
Whatever. The end credit scene with Bruce Banner. Steve, did you notice anything?
Yeah, Bruce had his arm in a sling.
Yeah, but he was Bruce Banner. He wasn't like the weird looking Hulk.
Yeah.
Steve didn't even notice it till just now.
No,
you mean Professor Hulk?
Yeah, he wasn't Professor Hulk. He was back to normal.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Well, I figured he could do that. Is that supposed to be a big thing?
I didn't think he could do that. I thought he was.
Oh, I thought he was just choosing.
I don't know.
I thought he was just choosing to be Professor Hulk.
Well, that means he got rid of the Hulk. I don't know. We never saw it in the last two movies.
Oh yeah, he was having.
We've never seen him as
anxiety.
Yeah,
that's right.
I don't know. I thought that
the last time we saw him, he was Professor Hulk.
Yeah.
In Endgame, that's where Endgame ended, with his shriveled arm, which I don't know why his arm won't heal. Hulk has an amazing recovery factor, so that's really weird to me that his arm that one thing will not heal.
Because they were infected by the Infinity Stones.
Steve, stop trying to be a writer. Just stop it. Like, you always make excuses for bad writing. Just stop it. Like, there's no reason for him to have a bad arm.
Maybe that wasn't. Maybe tripped like as Bruce. Maybe that wasn't even his. Maybe that wasn't from the stone.
He's basically invincible. Like, it's like he said in Avengers. He put a bullet in his mouth and the other guy spit it out. Like, he's not going to break his arm, and if he does, it's going to be very temporary.
And it's fucking magical stones. Jesus Christ! If you're going to
why do you have to defend?
Why do you have to not? Why do you have to go against it? Why can't magical stones hurt the guy?
He don't like the magic
because
he doesn't like the magic.
Because of 30 fucking years of reading the goddamn Hulk, Steve. That's why. What do you have?
and 0 years of reading Doctor Strange in the magical universe. So
it doesn't matter. This is a writing choice, and it makes no sense. That's all it is. Everything comes down to a writing choice. Why won't you let the Hulk heal his arm up?
Because magic.
Why do you defend it? What is your investment that you have to defend everything you see?
Because I can see magic taking Hulk's arm out and having.
Why can't you just say I don't know why I have to defend everything I love?
Because it does. I don't see.
Why do you have to agree with everything you see on screen? You have to agree with every decision those writers made.
That's not true, but that's a good deciation in my opinion.
Because he's seen all the Harry Potters.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. That's a valid answer.
Dude, he brought everybody back from the blip.
Okay.
I mean, come on, that's going to leave a mark. I don't care if you're the Hulk or not.
Look what it did to Tony. Look what it did to Tony.
Is this drunk
Tony's
Steve?
Fucking dead.
Is this sober Steve or is this drunk Steve?
You know, he's so powerful, the Hulk, he didn't die. That's the difference.
So drunk Steve.
He just hurt his hand. No, I'm just drinking water.
You're normally only this belligerent when you're drunk, but I think old age is changing you.
No, that's not true.
See,
I think
he just argues with everything.
you're just being overly aggressive. I think is what
I'm not
you're
aggressive.
being.
I've had a lot of history reading the Hulk. He always he has a part of his thing is his quick recovery,
Have
like
you
Wolverine.
ever seen the Hulk in a comic put on the Infinity Gauntlet and bring everybody back from the blip?
Yeah, like 5 times probably.
No, you haven't.
Have you? You don't know what you're talking about. You're just defending a writer's decision.
I know
That's all
you
you're
haven't.
doing.
I'm just defending that. For God's sakes, let the MCU do something different than your precious comics.
I see what happens when they do something different.
Yeah, we
It
got
doesn't
great
work
shit.
out.
Captain America was great.
No, when they do stuff different, like Hawkeye, when they're like, let's take this
Well,
source
not
material and
everything.
invert it.
Not everything.
Yeah, exactly.
Hey, the blip thing was pretty cool though. We got to see someone experiencing the blip.
that was actually
cool.
pretty cool.
That was cool
The way
as fuck.
it was like instant. Like she was gone and then she was there and then she's like, what the fuck is
Dude,
going
I didn't
on?
know what the hell was going on either. I thought she was tripping on acid or something. I was like, what the hell? Oh, okay.
Oh, I knew exactly what was happening. What is this Hawkeye supposed to be taking place in 2023?
I guess so.
Because it said 5 years later. I'm like, wait a minute. Oh, because we're not with real time.
Everything post blip is 5 years later. I did read too, because when I rewatched Spider-Man, they have that fuck up where they're like, what year do they say? Oh, 8 years later. So they said Spider-Man Homecoming. It has that title card that says 8 years later, and they said that's a mistake. It should say 4 years later, because 8 years later
Whoops.
with Spider-Man Homecoming at 2020, since 8 years after Avengers. So Spider-Man Homecoming is actually in 2016, not 2020. So I was looking at, and then I looked up a timeline after that to kind of see where everything is. So yeah, everything basically like from like the middle of Endgame forward is like 2023, from what I understand.
Okay. I was just confused because I was talking to Kristen and she was like, wait a minute, is this supposed to be 2023? And I was like, I guess it is.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, because the snap happened in 2018 in the Marvel universe anyway.
Okay.
So
gotcha. Oh yeah, that was good. That was pretty cool. Anything else from this last episode you enjoyed?
Like I said, I like seeing Hawkeye in action. I do.
We got to see a blurry Kingpin. That was great.
We got to see a little bit of Wilson Fisk. We'll maybe get to see those his costume that's in all the art that's been revealed 10 times over. We've already seen his costume, so it's kind of disappointing that we're supposed to be excited about the reveal of his costume that we've seen in all the promotional material.
We got to see Jack Duquesne get taken away. I'm starting to like this guy. He's like, I never worked a day in my life. I was like, I love this guy.
So going back to your theory though, like her mom could be pinning a bunch of shit on him. You know what I mean? She could just be using that guy to do illegal shit and she could be working for the Kingpin.
I think
there's so much to wrap up. I think I'm going to be disappointed.
No, there's no way they can wrap all this shit up. There's no way. It's just going to be some spin-off series or some shit.
Well, they're always going to be setting up more.
They're going to call it Hawkeye. He won't even be in it.
Right, he'll be dead. In the first 5 minutes of this episode, Kingpin crushes his head.
Yeah. They zoom
like,
in on his tombstone, and that's it. Yeah. The whole series is called Hawkeye.
He's like, tell me about Budapest.
But yeah, but it's like I told you from the very beginning. Like when I saw the very first episode and they opened the whole series with Kate Bishop, I got a sinking feeling in my stomach immediately. I was like, I see what they're doing here. And that's what they did. That's what they continued to do. They set their intent in the first episode. They have not deviated. And then, like you said, in this one, we spent a lot of time with Yelena. And it's like, and I don't dislike Yelena at all, but this is not called Yelena. It's not called White Widow. Like, what are we doing? Stop it. You know? Hawkeye. I'm here for Hawkeye.
Hey, Rob, I think you're going to get your Lucky the pizza dog.
They finally going to name him? I thought they were.
Grills alluded to that he had a name picked.
He's like, I got a name for your dog. Yeah. But it doesn't matter because they're not showing that the dog is Lucky. You know what I mean? So what's the goddamn point?
They're shoplifting stuff.
What do you mean? Kate swooped in and saved Lucky from getting hit by a car. That's Lucky.
Okay.
Okay.
That's a
He
big-
already had a bad eye. I mean,
Right.
So he's super lucky. He should be dead. If
no,
it wasn't
boy.
for that dramatic entrance by Kate.
How much do these writers pay you to defend every
I
one of
was gonna
these?
say I'm explaining bad writing again.
Well, it's not even necessarily bad writing. It's just you can have an opinion about the decisions that they make as writers. Not everything is bad, but
I
you can
do.
still you can disagree.
I
That's
did.
all I'm doing.
We
is
did a
disagree.
review on Venom. Let There Be Carnage. I let that movie writers know that
Okay,
I
but
hated
I'm
it.
saying with stuff that you're enjoying, you can still critique. You don't.
I said that Shawn was right. That was one of the first things I said. I said Shawn was right. They're doing a bad job. They're not having Hawkeye. I was hoping they'd explain Hawkeye more. I said that. I know I did.
I'm just looking at Rob.
I was laughing because he was so loud that it shook his mic, and you could hear it shaking his mic.
It's so loud. His voice.
Look,
You are like that character from Venom. You are what's her name? Shriek.
I'm
like-
tired of getting told that I don't. I
don't
can have
critique
different
things.
opinions, and I do have different opinions, and you still don't want to hear it. So I don't know what the fuck to tell you,
No,
man.
I would love for you to have like just a more.
Hey, Steve, what do you think? You're
critical view.
totally wrong. Shut up.
Shawn's like, I want your opinions to match all my opinions.
No. That's not true
You
either.
are correct. Then you are correct.
This is what I want. Let me say what I want. 'Cause what I actually want is for you to look at something objectively, something you wholeheartedly enjoy, and still be able to say, I don't understand why they did this. I don't understand. Like, again, I loved Avengers Endgame, but I don't understand why Hulk won't heal. I love so much about that, but I don't agree with that decision. And I'm sure they'll explain it or whatever, or eventually it'll heal up. It's just annoying to me. Even like you can still love something and still be critical of it.
I just said that. I said they're introducing way too many characters, and I said that that I don't think they're going to be able to do all this in one episode. That I don't like that, but at the same time, I'm still enjoying the show. I don't know what to tell you. Like I am critical of some things.
Stop enjoying the show. That's
what I said. I said once I agree wholeheartedly with Shawn, then
just don't enjoy the show.
Shawn will get off my back.
Stop enjoying life.
Once our opinions align, yeah.
No,
I'm
don't
sorry.
enjoy the show.
I like musicals too. I don't know what to tell you, Shawn.
I want you to be a miserable fuck.
I'm going.
This would
be Rogers the Musical as soon as it's out on Broadway.
Rogers the Musical.
You're probably going to go see West Side Story though, aren't you?
Oh,
I would go see that.
But yeah, that should be a caveat at the beginning of the show. Is like everything Steve says has to be tempered with the fact that he loves musicals. Like he loves musicals.
I don't think you understand. There's a lot of listeners that agree with me.
No, I do understand that, but I'm for the people that are capable of like critical thought and intelligence. I want them to know that Steve.
That's a low blow. Okay, that's how we're gonna do it. Okay, all right.
That Steve,
loves
musicals,
and I want the listener to know that Shawn doesn't ever want to be wrong, and he says he can critical think, but he doesn't really.
I literally came into this show and said I was completely wrong about Spider-Man.
Right, Mr. Low Blow. I see where you're going. That's all right. Go ahead. I'll be your punching bag.
Steve, anybody who watches Singing in the Rain, it doesn't feel good after watching that flick. You're just a miserable fuck.
Well, no, I can give you an explanation that will probably make you feel bad.
I like this. Can we just shit on each other the whole podcast?
Good morning.
I thought that's what we always did.
Good morning.
Is that what we do?
It's time to get on. Good morning.
It ties into my.
Good morning to you.
I'm trying to talk.
I don't.
Trying to say things,
dude. I'm looking at the scribbles of talking on the screen, and I got like 3 dots, and you got yours is all the way across the board. So you're gonna give me my 3 minutes
Rob
of
is
Singing in the Rain.
More talking time.
I would love for you to talk more.
Go ahead.
I do not want you to sing more, though. I don't want any singing. I want zero singing.
That is fair enough.
But like I said, there is a reason for that, and this is actually something I've uncovered recently, which because I was trying to figure out why do I hate musicals, and it goes back to that's one of the things I had to watch with my mom, and I had a very traumatic childhood. That's one of the things she enjoyed, and I associated with that like subconsciously. So I guess, yeah, I'm a miserable person,
Psychopath.
or I was horribly traumatized by a very vicious woman who made me sit through musicals while she tortured me. So it's one of those, I guess. But there is a reason for everything. And I actually, this is pretty recent though. I was like, I think because the main thing I remember is The Sound of Music. And I really hate that movie because I associate it with my mom because my mom loved that movie.
I was about to say, how is Rob not chiming in? Like, where is Rob? He should be singing.
But yeah, it all ties in though to being raised by a monster who also loved musicals, I think.
Hey, I got no problem with you not liking musicals. Just don't say I suck because I like musicals. Fuck you, motherfucker.
You don't suck because you like musicals. You suck and you like musicals.
All right, I'll agree with that. Yeah. I mean, I do like the show, but I mean, I totally agree with you, man. Like they just jam packed the shit full of shit that isn't Hawkeye.
It's not the Hawkeye show.
I don't know how they're gonna fucking end this.
It should have been called Kate Bishop and Friends.
Like is there a way that you can be satisfied with a Hawkeye ending in this? Is there a way to pull it off?
Oh, I doubt it.
Like you're like point. Closure on Hawkeye. Turn the page.
And I already know what it's gonna happen. He's gonna go home to his family. That's my prediction. Again, I could be wrong. My prediction is he's gonna get home to his family. We're gonna have the big emotional moment. But I mean, before that, we'll have whatever happens with Kingpin and Kate Bishop's mom and all that kind of stuff. But I think ultimately they're going to go for the emotional gut punch of him, going home, getting home to see his kids after, this terrible fight with the Kingpin or whatever.
Yeah. I don't know.
Maybe
or fucking.
I'm thinking
you know what?
I'm thinking the last episode is going to be like Home Alone, where he's in a house and he's setting booby traps.
All right.
That would be great.
His kids are not Hawkeye, because Hawkeye can't be in the Hawkeye show. So it's got to be his kids setting traps.
I like Rob's idea a lot. That's creative and interesting.
Somebody's going to slip on ice and fall down.
It's going to be his Russian double agent wife is the one setting fucking booby traps.
Oh, you think she's Russian? His wife?
But she was speaking Russian in one of the scenes.
Was she speaking Russian?
Yeah.
I thought it was like
people know more than one language.
Or something.
I know, but dude, she knows code, and they're talking about the watch, and I know more about Ronan. I know more about Ronan than you do, or I know as much about Ronan as you do, or some shit like that.
I forgot about the watch.
There's way too much shit. Yeah, exactly. There's too much shit that they keep introducing storylines, and I'm like, what the fuck?
You know what scene I really did like in this episode is when he called his wife, and she's like, "You do what you got to do." Like that was a badass conversation though, where she's like, "I trust you," and to me, like that was a great moment to show how solid their relationship is. That she's just like, "I know you'll do what needs to be done," and I was just like, "Oh man, she is about it." Like she's
yeah. You know what she was hitting at there to go kill Echo, and he didn't do it.
Right. Not go have a conversation and then run away mid-conversation because dumbass Kate Bishop, who should have fucking circus music playing every time she fucking shows up, fucking always interrupted shit. Like, stop it. Stop it.
She saved Hawkeye 3 times now.
Did she? Did she save him?
Well, that's what we're led to believe.
I guess the series would be over by now if they just let it be about Hawkeye. He would have wrapped everything up.
Wow.
Okay. So I never finished Daredevil season 3. But I could tell that they were building up to that one guy becoming Bullseye. Is Bullseye alive at the end of Daredevil season 3?
Dude, I forgot about Daredevil.
I forgot to turn my phone off.
Jesus Christ, dude.
Jesus.
Obviously.
I don't even remember.
Okay, so I didn't finish it, so I don't know. Because my theory was, what would be cool.
Who played Bullseye? I forgot.
If Bullseye and Hawkeye went at it, I would love to see that. Because that's a very common thing in the comics, is Bullseye and Hawkeye, because they're both marksmen.
Yeah.
So that could be cool as long as Kate Bishop. Maybe Kingpin, maybe they could turn this around. If Kingpin kills Kate Bishop immediately, and then sends Hawkeye into a rage, and then Bullseye's there, then yes, they can salvage.
There's no way they're killing Hot girl.
I'm just giving
No
you what
fucking
would
way.
make me happy.
Yeah.
It's not Hawkeye. She's going to be Hawkeye. She's
Yeah.
not Hawk Girl. Hawk
Yeah,
Girl's
no.
DC.
Yeah. No, that would be awesome, but they're not.
That would be
gonna do
awesome.
that. They're not
That
going
would
to do
be.
that.
That would blow my fucking mind. That would blow my. Even having said it, that would blow my mind if Kingpin, because you know how powerful Kingpin is, be just like fucking just squeeze the life out of her.
Yeah,
and
just like twist her neck 3 times around.
Yeah.
Oh.
Just like, just twist her head like a pack of Smarties. Like,
hey,
that would
it could
be awesome.
happen. There's no blood. There's no blood. They could show that on Disney Plus.
No. But yeah, so they could do some things to make Shawn happy. But again, I don't know if Bullseye survived the Daredevil series because I only got a few episodes into it, and I don't
remember Bullseye. I have got to watch
he not
those
in
again.
it? I thought they were alluding to that one police officer or army guy becoming Bullseye.
I don't even remember
at the beginning of the series.
Rob, how did it end? I remember there was a big fight with him and Kingpin in the end, right? Was that season 3?
I thought that was season 2.
Oh, was that 2? Maybe I haven't even seen.
Season 2 was like the big fight with the ninjas at the end.
Oh, okay. The season 3 is when Daredevil comes to Kingpin's house, and it's a great fucking fight. It is so brutal.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
But Bullseye's not there. Is he? Do you know?
I don't remember.
Who was this Bullseye guy?
Was he not in it? I thought they were setting up a Bullseye in the movie.
I don't remember.
They might have. I got to watch him again.
Who was the guy that was really good at shooting guns in it? Nobody remembers this? Man, you guys are not making me regret not finishing Daredevil. I can tell you that.
Dude, I
much.
watched it 10 years ago. Good Lord.
It wasn't 10 years ago.
If
it was good, it would have stayed with you.
I can't. That's not true, man. I read stuff all the time.
How long was Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom? How many scenes from that movie stayed in your head?
Yeah, because I watched it 35 times. I've watched Daredevil once.
In the 80s. In the 80s, you would see a movie, it would come out to home video till 2 years later.
No,
you never even owned Temple of Doom. You owned Last Crusade.
Kalima.
Exactly. That's my point. There's shit either A, that you remember.
Dr. Jones.
Dude, just because I didn't have it, I watched that 1,000 times after I got it. Dude, there's no way.
You never rewatched Daredevil, but you've rewatched WandaVision.
I did rewatch part of the first season because I went back to that. I remember that hallway scene. There was a fight in the hallway. I was like,
that was memorable.
Cool.
That was a good scene.
We remembered that.
Yeah, I remember the last scene in season 3. I just don't remember what season it was. You've got to watch that. That's a great dude. Kingpin beats the fuck out of Daredevil, dude.
Vincent DiFarino, whatever his name is, that guy. He's a great Kingpin.
Vincent DiFarino.
What's his name?
I think it's Natalie.
Hey, I got his first name right.
Do not come to this show for actors.
Right.
Don't listen to anything I say.
Fact check everything we say.
Yeah.
You know, that big guy that was on the TV. Yeah.
What were you saying about Vincent D'Onofrio? What were you
saying? He's great. He's great as Kingpin.
Vincent D'Onofrio.
He is awesome, and I'm super stoked to see him in this fucking whatever.
You won't. That's
whatever
it. That was his cameo.
No, he's gonna have a whole nother show now, or something. He's got to be in something more movies. I don't know. I just keep thinking they don't like. I remember Shawn saying, "Hey, they're not gonna blow their wad in the comics. You know, they're gonna leave the shit to the movie, or they're not gonna blow their wad on a TV show. Everything really great is going to be in the movies."
Oh.
So once again, I'm trying to cover for the poor writing.
Yes, you are.
Well, that's not even entirely true, because I think a lot happened in the Winter Soldier Captain America series. I think actually, like, that whole build up to him becoming Captain America and the way it was written and everything, I thought that was great. I thought that was...
Yeah, I enjoyed that.
I mean, they could have just skipped all that, honestly, and just made a Captain America movie, since we saw him get the shield at the end of Endgame. But it was really cool to see him, like, really earn it in the eyes of the people, not just in the eyes of Steve Rogers.
Well, we got to see him embrace the shield as well.
Right.
Was
great.
It was,
and then, seeing that original Captain America and stuff, and like, dude, I thought they did a really good job with that for the most part. Well, I still don't like that. The 13, Sharon
Agent
Carter.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't like that she's going to be a power broker. That seems a little weird, but whatever. I'm not mad about it.
They set up Val in that one.
So, what, the
And-
Contessa?
Yeah,
Is that what
and
you're
now,
talking about?
and now I guess Yelena's working for Val. So
But apparently she was hired by Kate Bishop's mom, though. That's what I understood.
That's
Oh,
what
Is that not right?
That's what I got. Yeah.
Okay,
That's
yeah.
what the text said.
So, yeah. So I guess she's working for all kinds of people. I don't know. But also trying to play the high, saying she walks the high road. It's like, what are you talking about? You killed just like Hawkeye does. What's
right?
Right. She's just mad because she don't know what happened with her sister.
I mean, yeah, I guess.
But I guess is he supposed to explain that to her in the last episode as well? Like, they got so much shit. There's no way they can cover all this shit.
Dude, that's what I'm saying. Like he was saying about Captain America and the Winter Soldier. They wrapped it up. Wrapped it up. All the stuff we didn't know about, by the end of the episodes, we knew,
Right.
Yeah, but they knew they were getting a Captain America movie.
Yeah, but Captain they America still wrapped 3. It up.
And Loki was good, but they knew they were having a season 2.
Loki's really good.
They knew there was a season 2 for that. Now
but they wrapped it up.
But it was good though. It was still it was good. And it was about Loki. It was about
Loki.
It was about Loki.
Well, that's what I'm saying. They knew there was a season 2 so they can wrap it up in a way that they know they can continue on with the next one. I don't know if they know what this is going to do or what.
Dude, they decide beforehand if they're going to make sequels. This is Disney and Disney Plus. Like I know they can look at numbers and all that stuff, but they know full well that for now, anything they put out Eternals and it did well. Like they can literally serve us a turd on a plate and we're like, oh, I guess I'll see it. Not opening weekend. But
how did Eternals do? What was the numbers on that?
It did well. It's like one of the highest grossing movies in the pandemic. So it did well.
Did it do better than Shang-Chi?
It's up around what Shang-Chi did, if not more.
Wow.
Yeah.
Rob, where are you going? Watch Young Justice?
He's got 6 more seasons to watch. No time for comics. Gotta go watch Young Justice.
Yeah, I remember because you were like, hey, let's do a podcast a week early. And I was like, no way Rob's read the comic. I know why now. He's watching 80 episodes of Young Justice.
It's like, dude, it's a guy that really hates the medium of comics. Like, he genuinely hates this medium.
We need him though.
I'm not saying we should get rid of him. Why do you think that's?
No, I didn't say that. I'm saying he's part of a demographic as well. We got people like me who like musicals. We got Rob that likes cartoons, and then we got you that enjoys comics. It's perfect.
Hey Mason, will you bring me a drink?
Have I been snorting
a squirt? If we have squirt, please. Sorry.
Have I been snorting my nose a lot? I was watching.
I do. If you do, I don't notice it because I'm around you all the time. So it's just like one of those affectations.
Oh my god, dude! I was listening to some of the podcasts last week, and I was like, God damn! I keep sniffing like every 5 seconds. As soon as I'm done talking, I sniff. And sniff. I sound like fucking Tony Montana after a fucking pile of coke. Okay, Frank. Okay, you want me to do cocaine?
Cocaine. But like I said, I think I've known you like close to 40 years, so I don't think I notice.
Well, I was bitching about. You know what Rob, I noticed? I was bitching about Rob never being able to hear him, but then I listen to myself and I'm like,
don't do that. What I'm glad you don't do, because this is what you do when we play video games, is chew on ice. That's what I hate that you do. I don't notice the snorting because usually you're chewing on ice cubes. And I hear that.
Yeah, I did do that earlier in our podcast, and I was like, okay, this has got to stop.
My wife hates me chewing ice. She's about ready to divorce me.
My wife. Yeah.
I don't like it either. I don't know, man. I'm glad Maggie doesn't do that. I have that. I forget the name of it, but there's a word for people who can't stand mouth noises, and I have that. Like it's where it like triggers something in me when I hear like people chewing or like just mouth noises, and it's something that like it's one of those things that makes me go into like meerkat pose where I'm just like, stop making that noise.
We play video games. My mic is right by my mouth too. And I'm like,
yeah. And I can't stand it. Slapping lips, chewing on ice, whatever. It drives me fucking nuts.
Okay, Frank. Okay.
Hang on a second. Let me take a swig here.
Speaking of Frank, what comic did we read?
Oh, hang on. Wait, I got to tell you.
Oh, nice intro, Rob.
It was a good intro, but I have to interrupt to say that we were talking about you behind your back. We were discussing how you hate this medium so much and how long suffering you are to keep enduring having to read these filthy magazines.
All right, so
there's no comment.
Dude, we should start a Young Justice podcast.
If you shut the hell up for 5 minutes, I'll tell you what I was going to say. So,
hey, Rob's trying to talk.
I do not disagree with anything you said right there. However, every once in a while, there is a comic that I do enjoy, and the one we read this last week or 2 weeks or whatever we're doing this podcast was very good. I enjoyed it. So the 2 for 2 on Punisher for me.
I think Rob's trying to transition.
Yeah, yeah. I want to go to bed sometime today. So we've read Punisher twice, and I understand why Shawn likes this character so much because, like he said last podcast, this was the PG version. I guess the first one we did was more of an R-rated one.
Very much so.
A lot more gore. This one, he said, took place more in a Marvel comic universe.
Yes.
And I was like, I don't know how they're going to do that. And they did it. And it was great. I loved it. I enjoyed it. I was like,
that makes me very happy to hear.
Yeah. This character is just fantastic. How the hell they F up the movies so bad?
Thank you. Finally, somebody, for years, I've been like, he's better in I sound like a conspiracy theorist. Punisher's better in the comics, right? And like everybody just gets up and off the couch. They're like, don't talk to that guy. He won't shut up about how bad the Punisher movies are and how good the comics are.
How they pull this off? I mean, they had a lady that got all her limbs
blown off.
No, not blown off, eaten by a polar bear.
Oh, that's right. My bad. Yeah. I was thinking about the end, how she died in the end.
Yeah, and they did it. And they did it. They did it off screen or off comic or off
right
off
it's
panel.
Off
panel. Yeah, and it was so freaking hilarious when you first saw her. I mean,
she's still alive.
Yeah,
she's got no limbs. And then what I love too is one of the panels from that part of the comic is like, it's not really, I don't know if it's a meme really, but where he punches the polar bear to piss it off. Like you just see that on the internet sometimes. Of Punisher just punching a polar bear in the face.
Dude, when I first started reading this, I was like, I was like, I am not gonna like this because the artwork looked way too friendly. I was like, there's no way they can do a Punisher when it looks this cartoony.
It's very clean. It's very clean.
Yeah. And then, oh my God, I started reading it and it was brutal. He's killing everybody. And I was surprised by the comedy in this. It was some very funny shit, dude. Like there's there's stuff with like his neighbors, and one guy's so fat and he gets stuck in the door and Frank goes, he's like, hey, how's it going? And he pulls him out from the frame. And then you see him,
Mr. Bumpo.
Bumpo.
Oh shit, that was close.
You were close.
But then, like, it keeps getting worse. Like, he keeps, at one point he has a heart attack and they can't fit him through the door, the paramedics, so they have to blast a hole in the side of the building to get him out. I was like, just shit like that I wasn't expecting in this comic.
So that of course makes me very happy to hear. I feel vindicated because again, I've been talking about this stuff for years.
The writer of this was Garth Ennis.
Yes.
Did I remember that?
That's right.
You did.
All right, because man, that guy is good.
And he wrote the back series too, the R-rated Punisher with the F words and violence. That was also Garth Ennis. That's why Garth Ennis to me is the definitive Punisher writer. Garth Ennis created The Boys. Garth Ennis created Preacher. He is a fucking master writer. He's fucking awesome. But so the artist, going back to Steve was saying about the art, Steve Dillon, rest in peace, Steve Dillon. He died, I think, a couple years ago, fairly recently. I totally get what you're saying about his art, and I was like that at first. I actually first discovered his art when he worked with Garth Ennis on creating Preacher. He's the same artist from Preacher, and at first I was kind of it's because he has a very unique art style for comic books, but there is something about the juxtaposition. It's weird. Sometimes I think all his faces look the same, but the more I read his stuff, everybody starts to look very, very different because he does a really good job with expressions on these people's faces. But yeah, he's a very clean art style. It's kind of like when you read Invincible and you got all that blood all of a sudden in Invincible. You were just like, whoa.
Yeah. This one just threw me for a loop because I was expecting something much darker, like a darker take. And it was all like colorful, vibrant. And I'm like, well, this is not the Punisher's world. And then I started reading and it was perfect, man. It was fucking great.
So there's a lot, and I don't know what you guys remember and what you don't, but there's so much that they lifted from this series for not only for Punisher movies, but also for Daredevil season 2. Do you remember when he chained Daredevil up in season 2?
Yeah.
That was straight out of this series, as I'm sure you noticed.
That was such a great scene. He made Daredevil make a choice to either shoot him and save this other guy or, whatever.
Or not. It's like, shoot me, stop me from killing, or don't.
Or but the guy Punisher was going to shoot was still a bad guy, but it's still, Daredevil was still like, that's not justice.
Stance.
Justice.
And dude, it's 12 issues. Like I said, it goes incredibly fast because this is what I'm talking about. The difference between decompression and a writer who just knows what he wants to do. And he gets it all out there. He doesn't need to decompress everything or anything because he has a story to tell and it just moves the whole time. Like there's not a lot of these talking heads. And every conversation is meaningful and moves the story forward.
Yeah. But there was still a lot introduced too. Like it was the whole Nucci family. There was there's also other vigilantes that like 3 other vigilantes they introduced that were, they saw what Punisher was doing. They're like, we can do that too. We can help clean up the city as well. And then Punisher ends up killing them in the end. It's fucking great. But yeah, I mean, there was tons of stuff, but it just flowed. It felt like I was watching a TV show. Like that's how easy of a read it was. Like
Would you agree with that, Rob?
Rob, master of
Which
TV.
point?
Would you agree that it went as fast as a TV show?
No, I thought it was better than the TV show.
Better than
Whoa!
Wow.
Well, it was.
But I mean,
surprising to hear.
It was 12 issues, but man, I flew right through them and I was having so much fun. I was just enjoying every bit of it. I was dude, when that fucking guy that was assigned to the case, I forget his name. Yeah, to stop the Punisher. And then he got somebody else with him, like his partner.
He hung himself.
And the guy hung himself after what Soap had said to him. What was he? He was like a analyst or something.
Psychoanalyst.
And so he creates this profile for the Punisher, and he's like, dude, we already know the profiles and Punisher's intentions and his motives. Like you didn't need to write this whole thing. Like we know what he's about. And then next day he comes in the office and that guy had hung himself.
And then when they cut him down, they left his tie there or something.
Yeah, Detective Soapy's like, man, they at least could have took the tie down.
But yeah, it has a very dark sense of humor, which is right up my fucking alley. Garth Ennis is my all-time favorite comic book writer, bar none, hands down. Other stuff they lifted in the John Travolta Punisher movie, they had the Russian. I don't know if you remember that whole scene. They had Mr. Bumpo. They had Rebecca Romaine was Jane. Was that her name? And then they had Spacker Dave. Those three were. Do you remember them at all from the movie or no?
No, I
But
bought,
yeah,
I was
bought
trying
the
to
movie,
forget
but
the movies.
I haven't watched it again.
What'd you say, Rob?
I was trying to. The movies were not memorable.
Okay. So for me, seeing the movies after I read the comic, of course, they had Mr. Bumpo, they had Spacker Dave, and they took that whole scene where he gets tortured pretty much out of there. And Jane, the neighbor, Jane, and then the Russian shows up and they have that whole big fight. That the Russian scene in that movie is the best scene in that movie, basically. That whole fight, it's almost lifted like wholesale out of the comic book.
Which movie was it, the dark-haired Punisher or the...
He said the John Travolta one.
Yeah, but which one was that? Who played the Punisher in that one?
Thomas Jane.
Oh, Thomas Jane, the blonde-haired Punisher.
Yeah, but he had dark hair, though. He dyed his hair.
Yeah, but when I think of him, that character, the guy that plays him, I always see him as a blonde.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
And then Soap is in the Punisher Warzone.
Oh, really?
Yeah. He's on the case.
All I could think of with the Russian was I kept thinking of Butterfinger from Hudson Hawk.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, how about the way they killed the Russian dude? He just pushed Mr. Bumpo on him.
Suffocated him.
Suffocated him. Pushed the 400-pound guy on him and just suffocated him.
and laid on top of him. Yeah.
Yeah. He's like, don't move for 20 minutes.
Yeah.
Well, they're all cuddled up. He's like cuddled up to Mr. Bumpo. That's what cracked me up.
Shawn was talking about how, how Hawkeye doesn't, he makes it hard on himself. He's a trained killer. He's going about it the wrong way. And then Punisher, he goes about it all the right way. Like he just pushes some guy in a subway, into a subway.
Right.
Just sneaks up behind him, or he runs somebody over with a car or something like that. You know? It doesn't have to be a long drawn out fight scene. Just get it done. One guy was like, I guess there was a whole story about a guy who had dodged a bullet or something. And Punisher's like, yeah, he can dodge a bullet, but he can't dodge 30. So they just show him with like an Uzi just going to town on this guy. Like, this is great.
Yeah, that reminds me of...
It was like a montage of like easy ways to kill people.
Yeah. It was great. It's like smart ways to kill people, because I get the guy he pushed in front of the subway. He was like a trained martial artist. So he just snuck up behind him and pushed him in front of the subway.
Right.
It's like, why get in a fight with this guy?
That's one of the things I love about the Winter Soldier when he gets at the very beginning, when he gets on the boat and he's just Captain America's just taking dudes out and he just shoves that dude over the edge. That efficiency of a trained soldier. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And dude, and again, having just watched it again recently, when he throws that knife at that dude and gets to stop his hand from hitting the alarm, and then he throws like his shield at him or whatever, and the guy goes
kicks him. He kicks him.
Is that what he does?
Yeah, he kicks him in the head and knocks him out while he's still got his knife hand.
But that's what what kills me about that scene and makes me flinch every time is his hand. Like the guy drops and his hand comes down, and I'm just like, oh, that knife just went through his whole fucking hand. It's so fucking brutal. They don't show it really. They don't show any blood, but you know what happened.
Yeah.
Dude, I love that scene. I could watch the beginning of that over and over again. The music, and he's just running, just hauling.
Efficiency.
Yeah.
And that's what I mean. Just like that efficiency. And meanwhile, Hawkeye's like, oh, I'm going to approach this deaf chick from the front. I think that's the best plan of attack here.
Not only, I love that scene too, because not only was he efficient, but the whole time, like him and Natasha are just having a normal conversation. You
mean Natalie?
Yeah, Natalie. Sorry, Natalie Romanov.
But yeah, dude. But you guys are with the Punisher comics I've had you read. Do you understand my frustration with the movies? Like, why aren't they just adapting these comics outright?
Yes,
yeah.
Like it. What are they doing? Stop it. Go. You know who I think would be a good screenwriter for Punisher would be Garth fucking Ennis. That's who I think you should go to if you're looking for a fucking screenwriter for the fucking Punisher. You fucking morons. Like, how do you not see that? How do you not see that? How do you look at any of the Punisher material that's come out in Garth Ennis's comics versus what we've seen on TV and in movies, and then be like, nah, we'll get someone else. Like, why? Why would you get someone else?
What is Garth Ennis doing now?
Probably just counting his money from fucking Preacher and the Boys.
I think this last 12-issue series too could have translated easily into a screenplay too.
Yeah.
Like with little effort.
Yeah.
You know?
You could have adapted it and made it an R-rated one too.
Yeah.
Like, you could have made it super fucking violent, or you could adapt his R-rated stuff that's a little bit less, it's a little bit more realistic or believable, whatever you want to call it. He's not punching polar bears, but
that was a great scene.
That's awesome.
And that polar bear, they have like a panel of just a confused look on the polar bear's face.
I think I just got hit in the face.
He's like, these polar bears are too nice. And then the next panel, whack.
He's like, that won't work. Then the next thing you know, you see
when the mother of the Ganucci's or whatever, and whoever was left, the one guy that was left with her, they like jump in the pit, and he like runs up and jumps on the guy's back to get over out of the pit. I was like, that's awesome.
Right after he punches the polar bear,
right.
He hightails it.
He jumps on the guy's back. Yeah,
just jumps right on his back and out of the polar bear pit, leaving him and Ma Nucci stuck in the polar bear pit. And then she just gets mauled for quadriplegic.
You get quad amputee.
Quad amputee. Yeah.
Dude, yeah, it's fun. There's so much other material that Garth Ennis has written, and you can read all of it and you'll enjoy all of it. It's so good.
Piranha guy, the blue-eyed, like the guy that spotted him, he like had it after him. He finally caught up to him, and he dipped his whole body in a piranha tank.
Yeah.
Man.
So you have these copycat vigilantes. You have one who's a priest who's tired of people coming to confess their sins and then going out and doing them all over again. So he starts chopping people up with an axe. Then you have the guy that's hilarious, the holy, right? That's what he was called. Then you have this guy called the Elite, who's just like a rich white dude who lives in a gated community, and like he talks about how everybody's bringing the tone down, and he seems very racist. He kills a lot of black people just for playing music. He also killed a hot dog vendor because there was a hot dog vendor in his neighborhood.
He's like, I don't want you tone down. I don't want you bringing these dirty hot dogs into the neighborhood.
He shot a dog. He shot a dog that peed or something.
Now, Mr. Payback, I could get on board with. That guy went after corporations, and I'm always bitching about corporations and how evil they are. He went after them, but then the Punisher was like, "Hey, man, you killed like 4 innocent people, so you got to go."
Yeah, he's like, "You killed Nancy while you were shooting up the boardroom, there, guy."
Right? You killed some lady who's just working. She was what was she doing? Was she like a janitor or something like that? She was like housekeeping.
Yeah,
he killed like people because he wasn't as prepared as like the Punisher is, because that's always the Punisher's thing, is he doesn't kill innocents, he plans ahead. So yeah, and they want to form like a little Justice League, little vigilante league. He's like, no, and literally like the last word is him saying no as he just murders them all. They're like, we want you to be our leader. He's like, no. And like, do you see what I mean though too about how like the Punisher is a man of few words. He does have a lot of narration, which is great. And he's, like I said, he's like Jason fucking Voorhees from the outset at the beginning where that guy's on the phone. He's like, dude, get down here. The Punisher showed up. He fucking killed everybody. And I'm sitting on all these kilos of fucking cocaine. And then like the next panel, you just see the Punisher behind him. It goes, it's the same point of view. And he's like, Mike, I gotta go.
But the Punisher had given him a reprieve. He's like, right. If you just go home now and start living right, you're free to go. And of course he does it. He's like, I got all this coke here. Somebody come pick this up. And then Punisher just comes out of the shadows and snaps his neck.
Right. Like that's what I love. Like that's how the character should be written. Like you see, and that's the magic of these series too, is the way Garth Ennis writes the villains, like the way they talk to each other is funny. The stuff they say, how fucking angry and frustrated they get when they're dealing with the Punisher. And it's just all that is like high comedy. Meanwhile, the Punisher's just like, all right, what did he do the one time? Like he had a flamethrower, then he used it like, he's like, problem with the flamethrower is it's very explosive. So then he used it as a bomb.
Yeah.
And he tossed it. Like, it's just fucking brilliant. It's fucking brilliant, dude.
Yeah, well, he mows down most of the people with the flamethrower. Then he gets them to chase him into this elevator. He leaves the flamethrower in the elevator. They think they got him as soon as the elevator opens, and they shoot the tank. It's like, it was great.
It's just fun. It's like, who is reading this and then being like, I think I know who should write this. It's like, no, you don't. No, you don't. If those words aren't Garth Ennis, then you don't know who should write this, and you should not be allowed to touch the Punisher anymore.
Yeah, I love the Mother Ganucci scene where she's like, shoot that guy. And then the guy was like, I can't shoot Cousin Vinny or whatever his name is. And then she's like, somebody shoot the guy that won't shoot the guy. and then it goes on to like 4 different. There's like nobody left. There's like one guy left because somebody finally shot everybody.
Right.
Oh, God.
Like, but the Punisher took out so many of us. I don't care. Shoot him. Like, that's funny. It's fucking funny.
It's smart, too, because like he kills her 2 sons, then he kills her brother, and then he's like, well, there's a lot of heat on me now, so I got to take out her squad. So he just goes to like wherever they're eating, like the local, restaurant, and just starts shooting the place up. And then he draws people out and then kills them too. And so he's just thinning out the squad. It's like, it's very smart,
Oh, it's fucking. And meanwhile, we get the Thomas Jane Punisher movie where he spends the whole movie making John Travolta think his wife cheated on him with his friend. It's like it's like, what are you doing? That's not the Punisher. Punisher just shoots those people in the fucking face. That's it. There's no long drawn out. He tortures a guy with a popsicle, which is actually from an older Punisher comic back in the like 80s, 90s. But no, Punisher just kills people, man. Just fucking kills people.
I will say this. You're going to have to pick something because I got a feeling I'm going to be disappointed in the next comic. Because, man,
there's so much good. I could
a high bar.
With Punisher stuff.
That's a high bar to.
It is. It is because I could go all day with Punisher shit because it's so good.
I'm going to have to revisit these movies because this sounds like a bunch of hot garbage that I will enjoy. I'll enjoy.
So frustrating, and I have no issue with the actors who played the Punisher. And there's a really funny moment that I absolutely love in Punisher Warzone where Punisher takes out there's these dudes doing parkour across the rooftops, and then one of them all of a sudden just explodes because the Punisher fires a fucking rocket launcher at him. like mid kick, mid backflip or whatever. This dude just fucking explodes. I was like, okay, that's Punisher.
I was going to say, well, that sounds pretty good. That doesn't sound bad.
No, there's another moment too in that movie where they get it right, and he's after, I forget the exact situation, what it is, but like one of the bad people is at this house and like the cops are guarding him and the cops are like kind of working with him. So from what I remember, and there's like a baby there, and they're like, Frank, you can't kill this guy, while he's sitting at a dinner table. And Frank is holding a baby, and he takes like a sawed-off shotgun and just blows the dude's head off at like point blank range. And it's so funny because I'm like, that's what the Punisher would do. There's moments, there's fleeting moments. Like I said, the Russian scene is good. There's these moments they capture, and then they ignore all this other stuff. It's like, how did you read that and think the only thing worth lifting was the fucking Russian? How did you read that 12-issue series and go, I don't know, it's okay. That Russian stuff was pretty good, I guess. We'll do that. And then I think what we'll do is we'll have him make John Travolta's wife cheated on him with his friend who's actually gay. That's good writing. Yeah. It's like, no. He goes to all this trouble too. Like making sure this chick's car gets parking tickets on it. So it shows she's at this hotel. It's like, what is happening? What are you doing? This is not what the Punisher does. He put a car bomb on. He put C4 in the car. That's it. He's done. He's not going to drive her car to a different spot every time she goes somewhere. He did.
How do you keep Ma Ganucci out of that, man? She was great in that.
I don't know. Yeah, Ma Ganucci's great.
No, it's Ganucci. Rob said.
I said Ma Ganucci.
It's Nucci.
It's just Nucci.
There's no G?
No,
There is a G,
there's
but
just
it's
G,
not.
no A.
Yeah.
Oh, the G's silent?
No. Yes. Sorry, now I'm confused.
The G is silent. I liked it earlier. When you called her Mother Ganucci, like she was a nun. Mother Ganucci. But yeah, this is a fucking. I give it 5 stars out of 4. This is a fucking fantastic series.
This is a 4 for me. I sped through it, and it was 12 issues, and it took me 0 time at all. I was having so much fun. I was enjoying the kills. I was laughing my ass off. That guy that killed himself, his name was Butt Plug. It was, they abbreviated his first name. I forget what it was, but it said B Plug on one of the doors.
I didn't even notice that.
I was just laughing my ass off. There's so much funny shit in this, and great death scenes. Oh, great kill scenes. What'd you think, Rob?
I loved it. Yeah, I loved it.
So Rob is on to comics now.
No,
he's caught the comic scent.
You'll ruin it next week.
He's like, you know what's better than this? Young Justice.
Yeah. All right, maybe not.
Dude.
Once every 20 comics, you come up with something good.
I'm trying to provide variety, and I gave you Dark Knight Returns, which is one of the most loved comics of all time.
I'm glad you gave me something that I enjoyed before Christmas. Keep my holiday cheer going.
You and Mother Ganucci.
Me and Mother Ganucci. You got a problem with Mother Ganucci, huh?
I got to tell you guys, the kids have now seen Jurassic Park 1 through 3.
Hey,
oh wow!
Good. Yeah. They watched.
Yeah, Dommy told me.
Did he?
Yeah.
I finally got him to sit down. It was funny because initially Dom was scared and Brooklyn was fine, and then in the end, Brooklyn was scared, and Dom was like, "These raptors aren't so bad."
Meanwhile, Steve brought out like a little potty. He's like, "Look, just sit here.
Stop crying. Uncover your eyes." No, it was funny though. You know the scene where what's her name? I can't think of her name in the movie. The main girl in the movie.
The first movie?
Yeah, you know how she turns the power back on and then relaxes for a second? She's like, I did it. And then that raptor comes out right behind her.
Yeah.
I just turned and looked at everyone. I looked at the whole family. I was like, oh, this got me when I first saw it. It's going to get you too. And they were like, oh, it was so great.
Her name is Dr. Ellie Sattler.
Ellie Sattler, yeah. That was right.
Don't ask me why I remember that.
Clever girl. But yeah, so they watched it, and then I was like, "You guys want to watch the second one?" And you're like, "Yeah, let's do it." I was like, "Sweet."
I haven't seen the second or third one, and I saw both of those one time. I have both of them. I have all the movies, but those two, I remember going to see 2 with you and your parents, and being disappointed. But I want to look. I want to revisit it and see if I like it.
A lot of Jeff Goldblum. I got it right. Jeff Goldblum.
Yeah.
Yeah. The second one's not bad.
It's good. I like him. I mean, it's better than I remember. I think I liked it after watching it later in life. It was a little better.
Nothing beats
I'll
the
like
first.
It. No, that's the thing. Is like I got to stop comparing it. But I know the second one wasn't bad. It just wasn't as good as the first one.
The third one is where what's his face is in it.
Sam Neill comes back.
Yeah, the kid's in it.
Yes, Dr. Alan Grant.
What was the fourth one?
That was Jurassic World. That's the one with Chris Pratt.
All right, so there's 2 more of those, right? Is there another one coming out?
They're making one now.
Yeah. I think they've probably finished it by now. I think it's supposed to be out next year. I don't remember.
Yeah.
What else? I've revisited some stuff from my youth, either trying to enjoy it or like I said, I do question. I know it always sounds like I have these like I 100% think I know exactly what I'm talking about when I'm disparaging something, but I always revisit stuff to go, why do people like this? So I keep one of those things I keep doing that with is Harry Potter. I keep going back to that, trying to find the pun fully intended, trying to find the magic there. and it's just not there. It's so bad.
Because you didn't read the comics. I mean, the books.
I did try to. I tried to read the books back when me and Maggie first, because she was big into the books, and I did, and those are bad too. It turns out the source material is also bad. So that's why the movies are bad.
I had a young daughter at the time, so I kind of read the book. We read the books, and then we saw the movies, so it was kind of fun because we had a child.
And I don't just. Here's the thing too: is like, as much as I hate Harry Potter, I still think it's cool that there's like a fantastical world people appreciate. Like, I still want to go to that Diagon Alley in Universal Studios just because it looks cool. It looks like it's out of the movie, and all that. But just, I think the pitch meeting guy, and I know I keep talking about the pitch meeting guy.
I haven't watched that yet.
He did that. He just did the Sorcerer's Stone, the first one, and it's funny to me because it's literally he's saying a lot of the stuff that I said when I tried to rewatch Sorcerer's Stone. Like, as soon as the movie started, I'm like, okay, so you don't want people to know your magic, so you're turning all the light bulbs into fucking floating orbs, and you're dressed like a wizard. That's how you're being stealthy here. Oh, and she shows up and just turned from a cat into a person. This is a brilliant cover here.
Brilliant. And then, brilliant.
And the thing I've always said to Maggie, I'm like, so they make Harry Potter live with these people for so many years, and then he has to go back every semester, like, or every school year. He has to go live with these people who fucking hate him, and they're like, yeah, that's right. Like, it's just all this stuff that just doesn't register with me. It's just like, these are terrible decisions. What's the point of this? Like, I just don't get it.
You couldn't relate to growing up in a household you hated?
I thought that would, dude. You need some drama.
No, it's annoying because it's like, so you have these people that could protect you, that you could live anywhere, and they're like, you go there. Like, you're an orphan. You should also be tortured about it. Like, it's very strange to me. It doesn't make sense.
It built character. It built character.
I don't think it did. I never saw that. I never saw character develop in Harry Potter.
You didn't watch the movies. How do you know or read the book?
I watched 4. I think I've seen 5 of them.
Well, he stopped going to the house if he would have kept going.
Finally?
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, he did.
Oh, that gimmick should have stopped way sooner.
He burned the other family. He burned them alive.
Did he really?
No,
cool.
No, I'm just kidding.
like Steve knows how to get me to watch something. He knows what I need to hear. And I'm like, oh, really?
Until you get through it, you're like, what happened to that burn scene?
Right.
I didn't see that. I tried to keep a straight face. I couldn't do it.
Well, you've been frozen, so I can't tell.
You've been frozen for like 20 minutes.
Oh, now you're back. But
okay.
Your eyes moved, but your mouth didn't. That was weird.
The other thing, again, I tried to revisit Justice League because I was thinking about how a lot of people, it's so much better. And I start watching it. I'm like, this is worse than I remember it being. This is not like with Harry Potter. I could kind of get through it, and I'm like, okay, I got to look at this through the eyes of like a 5-year-old and like try to see it that way, and that helps a little bit. Justice League, I'm like, it's just like everything, almost every decision. I'm like, no, wrong.
Which one did you watch?
That makes no sense. The Zack Snyder cut.
The black and white one.
No, I was thinking about that because I started laughing. I'm like, okay, so so like when you go back and watch old movies like Citizen Kane, I was watching It's a Wonderful Life the other day, which I love, and I prefer the black and white version. And I was trying to find the black and white version. I found the black and white version. I was watching it, and it's in like that 4:3 aspect ratio, like the old TV set, and that's how old movies were. Again, Citizen Kane, but over time they've gotten wider, right? And the standard, well before I was born, was widescreen movies, and that was epic because at home we had the 4:3 TV, not the 16:9 movie theater screen. And then I was thinking about how they've released the IMAX. Have you guys watched the IMAX versions of any of the Marvel movies that's part of the reason I went back to revisit Captain America, is to watch Endgame and Infinity War in the IMAX aspect ratio. Have you guys watched those?
I watched the Black Widow, I think.
I just watched Shang-Chi.
Not every scene is like full.
Right.
Full. Like
so here's the thing.
A lot of the action scenes are.
With Infinity War and Endgame, whole movie opened up aspect ratio. Civil War, the only scene that opens up is the airport fight scene. From what I remember, there might have been some other scenes here and there, but the only one I really remember opening up is when they're fighting at the airport, and it's really cool. But then I start laughing because I'm like, IMAX aspect ratio is literally just the TV aspect ratio that we have now, which we've had for years. The first Avengers movie was in a wider aspect ratio, or a taller aspect ratio, I should say. And then here's Zack Snyder. Zack Snyder's like, you know what's epic? Television from 1983. That was the aspect ratio I remember. And then to take it further, he's like, you know what's even more epic? Black and white, let's take it back. So he's like literally going backwards. Nobody stops him. Nobody's like, hey, dude, you're going really old fashioned here.
Hey, Shawn, you didn't hear the latest cut. It's the silent version.
It's just like, it's like fucking pipe organ music the whole time.
The words on the bottom. Oh no.
There's screen. There's whole scenes inserted for the words.
Steve.
Remember?
Oh yeah, that's right.
Steve, were you old enough when we went to the Orpheum to see a silent movie with the organ, or was that before you were born?
The Orpheum.
All right, the Civic Center downtown.
If we did, I don't remember it.
Okay, yeah, we went to that, and it was hilarious. Like the organ comes up, and like Shawn said, there's a whole cut screen that shows the words,
the dialogue.
Yeah,
right?
the dialogue. Yeah, so. Yeah.
Dude, that wouldn't even surprise me. At this point.
I think we saw Zorro or something like that. It was kind of neat because you get that nostalgic thing. Now, I would not want to watch a new movie like that at all because we have the technology.
And the silent version of his
but
movie
it was
might
cool.
actually be good.
Yeah, right. Dude, so I'll tell you how far I got in Justice League. And great, I got to be honest too. I was out of the room part of the time making food. But I got to the scene where those dumb those women start singing about Aquaman, and I'm like, and I'm done. I don't understand any of these decisions. How anybody watched this and was like, oh no, it's better than the Whedon cut. And then I texted Steve the other day. I was like, hey Steve, I think I know why Joss Whedon was just screaming at everyone when he had to refilm Justice League now. I understand it because he was handed a flaming pile of shit and he was like, make a movie out of this. Make a blockbuster film, sir. So I'm Team Whedon. Sorry. Team Whedon. He came into a festering fucking pile of shit and was expected to sculpt it into a fucking statue, and I'm totally Team Whedon. He came in like he's there. Those people are lucky. All he did was yell at them because
are you saying are you saying you're gonna watch Buffy now?
No, I still don't really care for Buffy, but when it comes to this whole actors, I remember it's like Gal Gadot, the guy who plays Cyborg, and some other those two being the most prominent.
Ray Fisher, yeah.
So Ray Fisher, Gal Gadot talking about how they were mistreated on that, and then I watched that scene with Wonder Woman. I was like, yeah, I'd be screaming at you too. You're a horrible actor, actually. You are really, you are not good.
Did you watch that Red Notice?
No, that looks terrible.
I'm surprised awful. Steve hasn't watched it. Gal Gadot,
I
Ryan
do
Reynolds,
not like The Rock. I just don't like.
And
I'm
The
only
Rock.
American who's like, no thanks on The Rock.
Yeah, I kept hearing about that. I just haven't watched it yet.
You didn't miss it.
I guarantee I won't like it. I can tell by looking at it.
I forgot to tell you, I watched A Christmas Story.
Oh!
Yeah.
Did you watch it with the fam? To get the whole fam?
No. Nobody wanted to watch it. And I was like, all right, well, it's been 42 years. I got to get this thing going.
Yeah.
It's been 42 years.
It was good. I enjoyed it. I liked it a lot. Who's the fucking redhead bully guy?
Oh, my God.
Ruckus?
Scott
Farkus. Yeah. That was my first taste of Farkus.
Oh, that sounds gross.
But that guy, what is he? I've seen that kid. He always played the redheaded fucking bully guy. He's been in like multiple things.
He didn't
get typecast at all.
But yeah, that's just a classic. We've watched it once this year so far. We always watch it on Christmas Eve.
The fucking leg lamp. I mean, I always knew about the leg lamp, but I didn't know like the story behind it. And God, that shit was funny as hell. And did not his wife break the lamp intentionally?
Right. And now when you come back up to Ohio, you can go to the house in Cleveland where they filmed the exteriors. That whole opening scene at Higbee's, that's downtown Cleveland.
Nice.
a lot of it was filmed in Cleveland.
You'll put your eye out with that thing. Now I know.
Yeah.
Now I know where that comes from.
One of my favorite lines that you may not like, you have to watch it a few times to really catch this one, is when they're opening presents on Christmas morning, and his dad, like the dad gets handed a gift and he opens it and he's holding it up and he's like, a can of Simonize. It's literally just car wax. Like, that's his present. And like his delivery of the line is way better than what I just did. It just makes me laugh every time. And the look on his face, a can of Simonize. It's just, I don't know why that just sticks out to me. It makes me laugh every time I see it. So look for that.
Yeah.
But yeah, Ralphie's great.
Yeah, Ralphie was
scene
great.
where he beats up the bully is a great scene.
Put on the bunny outfit.
Right.
Yeah, your aunt made it for you.
He's like, do you like wearing that? He's like, no. He's like, well, take it off. It's like a pink nightmare. It's just a fucking classic. And that dude, like when the slide with the Santa Claus.
Yeah, I like how he just ends up at the bottom of that pile.
But dude, it's just a classic movie, man.
Yeah,
I'm glad you finally watched it. I'm glad you enjoyed it. I'm glad you finally watched it. Make it a tradition, dude. So what they do every year on like TBS is they do a 24-hour marathon that starts, I think it starts at 8 p.m. on Christmas Eve, and it just runs in a loop until 8 p.m. Christmas Day.
Just a Christmas story?
Yep. It's a Christmas story, 24 hours straight. So we don't have TV, obviously, but we watch it like multiple times. We'll watch it like Christmas dinner and stuff like that. We just have it on.
Did you say TBS?
Rob's like, eh?
You know what else is on 24/7 at Rob's house?
Young Justice.
TBS.
And the sister station, TNT.
TNT and USA. Are those all still around? I honestly don't even know.
Yes.
Okay. I knew one of them was. I think it was USA. Because when I think I downloaded the USA app, and I was shocked to see that they literally had like every Star Wars movie on there. I was like, because Rob's always like, oh, dude, I was watching Star Wars the other day. I was like, the original version I gave you on disc? He's like, no. Rewatched it on Vudu without commercials? No. No.
Yeah. How many more apps do I have to buy before I'm like, man, I wish I had cable back? It's like, I'm starting to pay for a lot of apps now.
Oh, this is what I got to talk about. I texted you guys about this the other day, but there's a show called Yellow Jackets that I'd heard of, and then my brother-in-law texted me about it too, and he said it was good, and I didn't get around to watching it till this week, because they had the first episode for free on Amazon Prime. It's actually a Showtime show. Only like a couple episodes in, but I am totally hooked, man. Like 100% hooked. It's basically Yellow Jackets. It's about this high school girls soccer team and their plane crashes. And we're learning what happened in the aftermath of that. Not only after the plane crash, but also 20 years later or whatever, 20, 30 years later, what's happening to these women after the plane crash. Because like the scenes they're showing are like straight out of fucking Lord of the Flies and shit. And it's fucking crazy. It's good. It's well written. A lot of good actors in it. Christina Ricci, Juliette Lewis. It's so far, and I haven't seen the whole thing. Like I started watching it with Maggie, and I'm kind of waiting for her to, be less busy so we can watch more of it.
Best new show you've seen this year?
In a while, yeah. I wouldn't say this year, but in a little bit. Like it hooked me right away. Good stuff, but it's on Showtime. So then I look up, I'm like, oh, I want to keep watching this. And so we have Paramount Plus for like $3 more a month. You can get Showtime added to your Paramount Plus. So I just did that so I could keep watching it basically. But yeah, when I did that, I'm like looking at all these apps, and I'm like, it still is better because I'm choosing which apps I have as opposed to because cable, that's the thing with cable. Cable would have worked if they would have just let you pick every single channel.
A la
they're
carte.
always like
a la carte.
Right, exactly. If they'd let you go a la carte, but instead everything's a bundle, everything's a package. It's like, oh, do you want, do you want Showtime or do you want whatever good channel? Well, you also got to have
Newsmax. You don't want Newsmax?
right. You got to get Newsmax. You got to get 13 Home and Garden channels. You got to get the bowling channels. Like, I don't want any of these channels. I just wanted USA so I could watch Star Wars with commercials.
Well, then they couldn't make money.
They could though, because these apps are making money. That's my point. They could absolutely, because I probably am paying close to what I was paying on my cable bill. But granted, it's apps I actually use, and I do drop them from time to time. Like if a series comes out, I might get a new app, watch the whole series, cancel it, because you can always re-up whenever. And if I'm not using an app, I'll just stop it. I'll just go in and cancel the app.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is they made a lot more money because people would still get like the sports package because they wanted ESPN.
Well, no.
They could charge them a lot more.
Right. But what I'm saying is why don't they change now though? Like if they changed now, back then it made sense. You're right. They were just price gouging. They were fucking you up because they're like, oh well, yeah, MTV is in the same package as the Christian network, of course, because those go together. It's like, no, I don't want the Christian network. Why do I have to get Christian network to be able to watch MTV or whatever?
Because they don't own the rights to that shit now.
This is what I'm talking about. Steve just won't think with me here. Spend a minute thinking. They could do this.
He's defending the writers.
He's defending cable companies now. Dude,
how dare you speak ill of the cable companies?
They don't have to make packages. They don't have to make bundles. They are choosing to do that. And they've lost money. I guarantee they've lost money because of this. And instead of changing, and actually they might have changed by now, but from talking to you guys, it doesn't sound like it. So I haven't had cable in literally 11, 12 years or so.
It's been about 3 years for me now. I don't miss it.
I was about to get rid of it, but then they gave me the NFL Sunday package for free. Swear to God, they heard me. Oh, and then the Browns totally blow the season. So, and now they all got COVID.
Everyone on the Browns team has COVID.
Casey Keenum or what?
Our
Casey Keenum has COVID
quarterback got COVID now.
Yeah,
that's it. We're done.
Oh, that reminds me. I got to go to training. I got to get to training because I'm playing.
Right. So. They've just
called me in.
They just enlisted Shawn. Baker could still test positive or negative twice by Saturday.
Yeah, right. Doomed.
Why don't they just let everybody just play?
Why don't I just stop being a Browns fan?
I'm just saying the people that have, I mean, the people that are going to get vaccinated got vaccinated. The people that aren't. So let's just do it. Let's just play. Like
that's basically what the rest of the world has done.
Yeah, just let the other people keep dying. Like fuck it. The people that vaccinated were like, yeah, let's go back about our normal business.
Here's the problem. I just read this about the Omicron or whatever the hell it's called.
Ganucci.
Because people aren't getting vaccinated, it's allowing the Delta variant. Because they didn't get vaccinated, it spreads like rapid fire, so it has time to mutate. And if you give it time to mutate, what they're basically saying is it's going to happen again. So now the Omicron is coming in because the Delta had so much time to vaccinate. And it's not just the United States that has this problem. If we don't vaccinate the world, the shit's still going to continue to mutate. And it's like you're never going to eradicate it because people are stupid. And that's
what I'm saying. This is our new future. But
yeah,
but the vaccinated people, like the Omicron, it's just like mild symptoms. So it's
there's people dying. It spreads even faster than the Delta, and it's affecting younger people a lot more. So who the fuck knows?
Yeah, I don't think we have the data yet to know how it's affecting vaccinated people or not. I don't know if we know how severe. I think right now they're saying that it's less severe for vaccinated people, but it's early data though.
They're saying booster. If you've been vaccinated and had your booster, you're much better. Like 40 times.
But again, we still don't have the data because time has to lapse before we have that data though.
Has there been a reported
people are dying a day still of COVID? 1,000.
Yeah. Isn't it over like 800,000 now in America?
It's insane.
Is there a reported case of Omicron in Tennessee?
30 something states now.
Yes, is Tennessee one of them?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
Yeah, it's here, man.
Yeah. I don't know.
We still going to the movies tomorrow to that crowded
know.
theater?
It depends because Kristen's grandfather died, so I got to figure out what's going on. But
yeah, the three of us all had masks on.
Well, send me the code to get the tickets if you don't show.
Oh yeah, I'll definitely give you my tickets, dude.
Because you gave me the old code. You gave me the one we had to cancel.
I'll send you the code, dude. I'll send you the code. But yeah, man, I don't know what to do. Like, the people are never going to get vaccinated, so it's just going to keep on. Like, this is our new It's our new normal now. I'm just going to keep getting boosted, keep getting fucking vaccinated, and we'll just hopefully enough people fucking just I don't know. Maybe they'll learn. Maybe they'll catch on. Maybe they'll be like, man, we should. A lot of these vaccinated people are staying safe. Maybe I'll get the vaccine. I don't know.
There's still people. There's still the whole Herman Cain Awards thing going on with people. I think I sent you guys that article about the woman who sued her so she could get her husband ivermectin, and he's dead, of course, because ivermectin has been proven to do anything.
Here's the thing: he was in an induced coma. They had him like staying alive, and then they made she made them a different doctor came in and gave him the ivermectin, and he like crashed within 2 days.
He made it big turn for the worse.
They stopped giving it to him. The doctor that gave it to him stopped, and because it made him worse. Yeah, way to go there, guy.
It's insane that like it's still going on, that people are still just like, dude, just get your fucking vaccine. And again, it's not perfect. Like, yes, we know this. They're always like, oh, well, so and so got it, and yes, I know, but it will help make the case be more mild. It will help slow down the spread of it. Also, it would help if you motherfuckers would put masks on. If you would put masks on, what are you making faces at me for, woman? Maggie just came out here and mean mugged me. I have no idea why.
You deserve it, whatever it was.
But these people, just put your fucking masks on and get vaccinated. Do both those things. Wash your hands. Use hand sanitizer. Like all these, and everybody's always like, oh, wearing masks didn't help. It's like, yeah, because a lot of you motherfuckers didn't wear masks.
Yeah.
You just ignored it. That's the problem. Everybody has to do it. Everyone has to chip in.
Dude, that's the whole point. It's never going to happen because those people are happy. They're like, see, I told you so. I fucking told you so. So that's half the world right now. I told you so. It never helped. It's like, yeah, it didn't help because you didn't get it.
Right, because not everybody did it. If everybody would have done it,
I told you so. Told you so. I can't even talk to these people anymore.
I don't understand why people are upset. Like all these like Navy and armed forces people, they're like making a big deal. I'm like, dude, you guys get shots I never heard of to go to foreign countries.
Right. Yep.
And it's like now you don't want this shot. It's like, since when do you have a choice? As soon as you sign that dotted line, dude, you're gonna get whatever shot they fucking want to give you.
You might turn into Captain America. You might turn into Red Skull. Right. You don't fucking know.
You don't know.
This is a byproduct of what happens when you have morons in leadership positions. Like,
yeah, man, it really is though. That's where it started. That's where the disinformation campaign started. Though you have our president going out there not wearing a mask, telling people not to wear masks and all. It's like, what are you doing? What are you doing? Like, why would you actively try to spread this disease? And then he got it. This is what kills me. That should have been the moment where people were like, maybe this guy doesn't know what the fuck he's talking about. He's the most protected man in the world.
And he's
still got COVID.
And then he said, vaccines are a good thing. They're not so bad. And he's just talking out both sides of his fucking ass.
And it's too late now.
Yeah, it's too late. It's too fucking late.
What makes it even worse is he had it 2 days before that debate. It didn't tell nobody.
He had COVID before. Yeah. Again, not surprising. Not remotely surprising.
Dick move, man.
Dude, I was listening.
That is a dick move.
I listen to Reuters every morning on the way to work just to get what's going on. And I just heard, I'm not a Joe Biden supporter or anything like that, but it was just so refreshing. Like they were talking about, because of the tornado, he's like sending aid to Kentucky, and he's saying, it don't matter if you're a blue or red state, man. Shit, if you need help, you get help. You know what I'm saying? And I was just like, this is so refreshing to hear,
Yeah.
like it's just like, yes, this is what we should be doing. We should be helping each other. If one of our parts of our country has a problem, let's help them out, and it's the complete opposite with Trump. It was like trying to withhold money from blue states because Democrats are evil. I don't know. It's just,
or even red states that had governors that said something bad about them one time.
Right. If they talk bad about them, they're like, "Yep, no funding for you." It's like, what are we doing? What are we doing?
And they're like, "That's a strong man." It's like, no, it's not. It's the opposite of a strong man. How do you not know that? Like, what are you reading? What are you processing that you're like, yeah, that's what a strong person does?
If you don't even have to read, just look with your own eyes. You can tell. You can tell a shit person.
Yes.
It kills me because these people keep defending him. I'm like, just please stop. We saw what happened with him as president.
Yeah.
Like, we saw the outcome.
2024, baby.
But dude, I saw this. I saw somebody say this on Facebook. It was to my brother-in-law, and dude, you guys should be proud of me. I did not engage.
Nice.
I started to engage, and I was like, I don't have to talk to this person.
Yeah,
it's not going to matter.
Well, that's
it's going to make
fun.
me angry.
I did. I did it too. I did it with Shawn. I total withdrawal. Like, I can't do it because it makes me feel so mad. I can't even engage with these people anymore.
It makes me mad because it's like I'll put down very simple fact-based information, and they'll come back with something completely insane. They'll be like, "Well, what about the aliens and with the 3 penises?" And it's like, what? What are you talking about now? Now I got to address this. You know what I mean? It's like, but this dude actually said, like, I don't remember what the original post was, but this guy came into my brother-in-law's thread and said something to the effect of, "Well, look how terrible Biden's doing. He's got a higher death count of COVID than Trump did." And it was like, I was like, I just wanted to go through the screen at this dude. It's like, and why do you think that is? Like, why do you not understand snowball effect? You know what I mean? Like, I'm ready to type all this stuff, and I'm like, it's pointless. If this dude can't understand that everything that's happening is because of what happened last year, then I don't know what to do. Now, he would have a case if Trump had done everything in his power to stop it. If he was like, wear masks, get vaccinated, sanitize, lockdown, whatever, we're going to be more careful about this. And then we were still in the same position now. You could say that. You could be like, okay, I don't know what to do. But Biden has done the opposite. He's been like, please wear masks. He tries to get a vaccine mandate. People are like, no, fuck your vaccine mandate. Fuck your masks. And it's like, where do you think this started? Where did this attitude start? Last year, and now it's snowballed to this, and I just wanted to bang my head against the wall because I'm just like, that's really how they think. They're like, look, his death count's even higher. Like, oh my god, like, you really don't understand the math on this and spread and like, I
don't understand. Trump is vaccinated. Mm-hmm. I don't understand why people don't get vaccinated because
that was his double. So that was
is that what it is?
I don't know. I don't know what it is. I don't know how they justify because it honestly, a lot of these people, it's not even about Trump. I know I always tend to do that too, just lump all these anti-vaxxers in with Trump. But a lot of them are even far gone on that, where they hate Trump too, which is good, but not for the right reasons. And they're so far gone. They're just anti everybody. They can't trust anyone. They can't trust Trump anymore. He turned on them.
Yeah.
So I don't even know. I don't know and I'm like, that's the thing too, is this whole angle of like, if you got vaccinated or you wear a mask because the government told you to. It's like, no, it's not because the government told me. Like, me and my sons all wore masks today. Nobody told us to. We did it out of social responsibility. That's it. We got boosted to protect ourselves and to protect others. There's no mandate for me. Nobody's telling me to, nobody's making me get vaccinated or wear a mask.
Yeah.
I chose to. It's a choice I made. And that's how they view it, though. If you do that, you're some kind of sheep or whatever. It's like, no, I'm trying to be responsible for my fellow man. What? I thought that's what we did as Americans. Like, I'm so confused by it.
Sounds like I'm trying not to get 17 more variants.
I want to end this. I don't want to get sick. I don't want my loved ones to get sick. And you read these stories, like that dude that died was like in his 20s or something. Like, some of these people are young.
Yeah.
And it just blows my mind. It's like, this has nothing to do with the government. This has nothing to do with Donald Trump. It has nothing to do with Joe Biden. it just has to do with there's a disease out there. Let's try to end this disease as best let's try to do what we can to stop it and not get sick and not kill your grandpa and your great grandpa and potentially your children or whoever. That's literally it. That's my sole motivation. I have no political agenda. It's literally a survival agenda. That's it. It's just survival. And it's weird to try to get into the mind of somebody who thinks it's like, oh, if I wear a mask or I get a shot, it means this or that. Like, no, it means you're socially responsible. That's it.
But aren't you tired of trying to explain this to people? Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, I feel defeated. I was like, me and my family are going to keep we're going to keep getting vaccinated. We're going to keep doing what we got to do. And I can't engage with these people anymore, man. I'm so tired.
No, and I haven't in a while.
Just don't get on the Facebook, man.
I'm not. No, it's that.
They aren't mine. These aren't my friends. These aren't my. Like I said, I'll just scroll and I'll see
not
something.
To be on the Facebook.
Well, because
you refuse to be on the Facebook.
I'm not typing shit that is wanting. I used to type shit just to try and get reactions from people, but now I just stop.
You too tired?
I'm defeated. They fucking won. Like, they beat me.
I'm with Steve on this. I agree. Like, I reached a point because people just, they don't want to hear, like, and dude, I would go out of my way, but like, okay, what matters? All right, we need facts, we need proof, we need evidence to show these people. Surely if they read an article or click on this link, it'll help change their mind, since everything they're saying is not back. They've presented no proof for anything they're saying. Like, they're just pulling shit out of their fucking ass. So, but no, you literally, it does nothing. And I've stopped doing it for them. It's been a long time. I can't remember the last time I really engaged with it, but the frustration and the depression that sets in when it's just like, this is like where we're at is a direct reaction to the fact that these people don't care. They're so concerned about this personal freedom to not wear a mask. And it's like, again, we have the freedom to not wear a mask. That's why you're not wearing one. Nobody's stopping you. You know what I mean? You already have that. It's not going to be removed if you put one on.
Yeah.
But you know what could happen if you put one on and everybody else did? Maybe we could slow the spread of this fucking contagious virus. Maybe that would happen. Maybe that's a realistic outcome to everybody wearing a fucking mask.
Rob, just keep your mic on the table. It's better. It's better than hearing you move it every 5 seconds.
Well, it's time to wrap up. What are we reading next week?
We do gotta. So I was gonna give you guys 3 choices, but I forgot 2 of them, so I only remember one. Actually, well, no, one of them was gonna be a Ninja Turtle story. I can't remember what the other one was. I was gonna try to do the Flash. Damn it! I wish I could remember what the other story was. I tried to read some Flash this week, Steve. Dead serious.
Shut up.
Dead serious. I'm dead serious. I tried to read the Flash this week. The most recent, starting with the first issue of the New 52. Couldn't get into it.
I haven't read the New 52. I have them all. I just haven't read them yet.
So I started there because I figured the most recent would be best. Couldn't get into it, so I was like, I'm not doing that. Maybe.
I told you.
Apologies to Matt Damon, but we're not doing the Flash this week.
I told you I was having trouble finding a good story.
Yeah,
that's why I was like, "Fuck it, I'm on the Moon Knight."
So, and I there was going to be a Ninja Turtle story called City War, but I kind of want to read that first and make sure that it's worth. I haven't read it yet. I've heard good things about it. I want to read it first. So what I've ultimately decided on, since I can't remember the other thing, is I read an 8-issue Daredevil story back when I lived in Memphis that was written by Kevin Smith. And I think it was the first time he ever wrote comic books. But it's an 8-issue Daredevil story from like 90, I think it started in 99. I can't remember the title of it, but the artwork's amazing. It's by Joe Quesada artwork, Kevin Smith on the story. And yeah, we're going to do a Daredevil story.
I'm surprised after your blind rage from the He-Man, what Kevin Smith did to you. This next week, we're going right to him, huh?
I still love Kevin Smith. I can't condemn the man for his Latter-day Sins.
Right?
Yeah, dude. Clerks and Mallrats are 2 of my all-time favorite movies. He's done other stuff I've enjoyed too. Those 2 especially, though. And I know he means well, but yeah, I'm not going to condemn him based on his Latter-day Sins, basically. I'm going to appreciate the stuff that really had it, because that stuff really had an impact on me, still has an impact on me to this day. But I want to revisit this story because I loved it at the time, and I want to revisit it. I haven't read it since, and I want to revisit it and see if I still like it as much as I did then.
Have we done a Daredevil?
No,
I don't think we have. There's a lot of good Daredevil stories out there, actually.
I was thinking that too. I was like, man, I want to read Daredevil after seeing him in this Punisher series we read. I was like, Daredevil's such a cool fucking character.
That was 1999, you said?
Yeah, I'm going to see if I can find
Kevin
it in
Smith.
here.
Okay, we'll find it.
Yeah, Kevin Smith is the
All
author.
right, cool.
And so we'll be back. We'll probably won't be back till next year, to be honest. We got the holidays coming up.
It's the holiday season.
Yes, it is. Let me find this Daredevil story.
What do we need to watch anything before we come back? Rob, watch 'Twas the Fight Before Christmas on Apple TV.
Okay.
Yeah, watch that. I still want to
do that.
I still want to talk about this.
I'm just going to wait 3 years because you guys recommend me to watch stuff and then you don't ever do it.
Yeah.
Stuff. So piss off.
What are you talking about?
If you watch that, I'll watch Young Justice.
I'm still not watching Young Justice.
You don't have to do that. You should watch some DC animation, though. I've been telling you that for like 5
years. Steve, you should.
Yeah.
You should.
Yeah.
There is some good stuff in there.
Yeah.
Damn,
Superman's are good.
I rewatched the Matrix trilogy for the 80th time.
Nice.
I was like, I'm getting ready. I watched the Spider-Man, the Tom Holland Spider-Mans, got ready for all this shit.
All right, so what we're reading is actually, this started in 1998. We're going to read the first 8 issues of Daredevil volume. I don't know what volume it is, but on the Marvel Unlimited app. It starts in 1998, and this run didn't end until 2011, but we're just reading the first 8 issues.
Is that all that he did, Kevin Smith?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that's the story. I don't know if he wrote more after that or not, but that wraps up this story, though.
All right, cool.
All right, gentlemen. It's been fun.
So Rob is ready to get the fuck out.
All right.
Rob hates a comic. Let's get out of here.
All right, everybody go see Spider-Man No Way Home. Don't listen to Shawn from the past. Listen to Shawn now. Go see it. It's good shit. You will not regret it, most likely. All right, bye.
See ya.